you want to start?
Yeah.
What
We
are we
can.
doing?
Let's start.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it.
um, Welcome back to the Looks Like a Movie podcast. This is episode 176, and we're talking about Spider-Man: Brand New Day.
Is that true?
I think
76?
so. I think so.
You fact check that?
I was thinking. So, you can fact check it.
Wow, okay, wow. It just
I
feels like we've done more.
done more. Okay, so
Yeah.
I was thinking about this. I genuinely, I was talking to people about the. Also, I don't know. Maybe it's I have some issues. Certainly, I have some issues.
Yeah.
But talking about doing the show to people in real life is like a horrendous humiliation ritual to me. It's awful. It's like genuinely, I would rather get a root canal.
What? What do you say?
But
What do they say?
well, they're like, oh, like so, like, what's that about? I'm like, I don't know. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, I don't know. And like,
What?
oh, and it's like, well, how long have you been doing it? And I thought for a second, I'm like, damn, a long ass time. Oh, and do you remember what our first episode was about? What the movie we discussed? We talked about two movies in our first episode.
Babylon
Yeah, Babylon.
and
Aw.
what is the other? I don't,
Avatar: The Way of Water.
Oh, okay, yeah. That
Um,
is December 2022.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy as fuck.
Wow. Kevin was like 30 back then.
No, yeah, Kevin was only
He
30.
he was a young spire 30.
Yeah, crazy.
Like, what did you watch this week?
Oh, me, I watched some movies this week. I'm trying to get back into it. I'm trying to get my joy back.
It's tough, yeah.
I've been watching Samurai Jack. You guys know about Samurai Jack? It was a Cartoon
No.
Network television
Not
program
familiar.
that I was into when I was a kid. It's what's his name? He's a Russian Genny Tartakovsky. He's most famous now for doing the goddamn Adam Sandler vampire movies.
Hotel
Transylvania. Yeah, he directed all the
Yes.
Hotel Transylvania movies. Whatever. But
Selena Gomez,
is she in those?
of
Is
course.
she present in those?
Right?
It's interesting. Finding out that she's doing stuff is always so interesting to me because she in my mind, she disappeared from reality when I became an adult. But I guess she's still working.
No, she's been
Oh,
around.
I
She's
guess
in the
so.
new Timothy Chalamet animated picture.
See, I don't watch stuff like that, so I just don't. I
Well,
don't know.
It's not out, so you see the trailer though.
I still don't. I did. They played it
Trailer
before
looks
Spider-Man:
good.
Brand New Day. You think it looks good?
I think it
Yeah.
looks solid. Yeah, it looks like.
I don't understand what it's about really. Is he going? Is he leaving? Is he going to space or something?
Well, I was pretty I got it, and then there was then they started showing green little guys and little
Mhm.
guys. I don't know. That threw me off a little because it kind of became like the Smurfs or something.
Right.
But I think it'll be I mean, it'll be an animated kids movie.
I watched The Cell, which is the Tarsum Singh picture with J Lo and
J-Lo.
yeah, J Lo,
Yeah,
and Vincent D'Onofrio and Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn
Oh,
plays a cop,
wow.
and Vincent D'Onofrio plays the guy from the Silence of the Lambs, kind of. It's good. I don't know. Tarsum Singh's interesting. Don't J Lo's kind of like The Rock in a way. Like, what if The Rock didn't want to be in as many movies? You know what I mean?
What if The
They
Rock
have
was chilling?
they have similar energies a little bit, but it's good. I watched SPL Killzone, the first one. I'm a very big fan of the second one, which is a Soi Cheong film with Tony Jaa. I really champion that movie a lot. I never saw the first one because I was like, oh, whatever. The first one's awesome. It's a fucking like a Johnny Toe kind of Milky Way impersonation. It's with Donnie Yen playing a cop in it. It's very moody. It's really good. Then I watched Spider-Man. Then I watched this movie called Righting Wrongs, which is a 1986 picture by Corey Yung. Really great action choreography in this. What the movie's about is a little annoying. And Cynthia Rothrock.
What's the movie about?
So it's about Cynthia Rothrock is like an English woman who's a CIA agent or something similar in Hong Kong, and she's like that name's crazy, Rothrock. But and she's like running, and then she's like running around, and then there's like this guy who played by Yung Biao, who's like a prosecutor. He's a lawyer, and he's trying to like bust like this big crime guy, but like he can't. And then Cynthia Rothrock thinks that the prosecutor is actually the bad guy, and they're all running around. And then the twist is that actually the chief of police is the bad guy, and there's a lot of fight scenes and stuff. It's a little, I don't know, it's whatever. And but then at the end of it, they do like an Ethan Hunt where Yung Bao is trying to fight the police chief, and he gets onto a plane, and then the guy's hanging off of the fucking plane. And it's ridiculous. It's really crazy. But yeah, it was pretty good. And then right before recording, I watched Flashpoint, which is another Wilson Yip, Donnie Yen collaboration.
Not the Flash movie.
No. The Flashpoint also as a comic book story,
yeah,
tremendously overrated, as lots of these popular comic book stories are. Tremendously overrated. What's that about? Anyways,
right.
No, Flashpoint, the Donnie Yen triad picture with Wilson Yip. It's interesting. Wilson Yip, I think, is kind of like an interesting director to think about. He's like a Hong Kong guy from the 90s that met Donnie Yen and then had to make Donnie Yen movies for the rest of his career. He directed all the Ip Man films. And yeah, Flashpoint kind of like a sequel to SPL as well, but these movies don't really have plots, so it's like what,
Right.
Anyways.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I watched this week. Sophie, what did you watch this week?
Well, also, I never said hello, so hi everyone. I'm here.
She's here.
Sophie, who are you?
I'm back on the podcast. I'm just a friend of the pod. I'm a loyal listener. That's really all I am these days. But let's see, what did I watch? I watched An Unmarried Woman, which is a really good New York movie, Owen. I think you need to check it out. But it's pretty inaccessible, so like I think the only way you can really watch it is via Criterion Disc, I believe. So I was happy to finally see it on a big screen. It's really great. It has a really good central performance, and just I think we're going to talk about New York today probably, but just really refreshing to see some filming in Soho and real streets. Yep. And then I rewatched The Odyssey as my third time seeing it. I saw it in 4DX, which was really fun.
Did you get splashed?
Yes.
Like sprayed with water?
Yes, I did get sprayed with water. It honestly was very gnarly. I think the only 4DX movie that was crazier was maybe Twisters, but this one was pretty crazy. The storm sequence, it went hard. I saw The Piano, the Jane Campion film. I'd seen it before, but I rewatched it in a theater, and that was great. What a great film about how just everyone wants to be loved and seen. I also just love all the imagery of the piano on the beach. Great movie. And then I watched Spider-Man. And then I watched Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, which I was avoiding for a long time because I don't have a relationship to these men, and I also feel like I'm kind of a hard laugh. So I was scared that I wouldn't find it funny. It was funny. It was funny, but like,
have you seen any of the Vice show?
No, I've seen nothing. I laughed. It was good. I'm interested in how they made it, but like the parts I was laughing at, I was like, I know that no one else is finding these parts as funny as I. Like, I think I laughed the hardest when Matt just like turns a corner and there's a raccoon. Like it was stupid, but I'm just like, that's when I laughed.
But that's kind of like, I feel like there's a lot of stuff like that where it's like, I don't know. There's a bunch of like, it's when it's not even that like, because there's like definitely bits where they're like going for a laugh, but there's just a lot of just random stuff in that movie specifically that it's just funny.
Yeah. And then I watched Spider-Man 2 this morning because I was craving
a good movie,
a great Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and it was fantastic. And that's what I watched.
Okay, Owen hates movies.
Yeah, I'm like going through a wormhole here. Hello?
You're like Interstellar.
But yeah. Like yeah, wow. All right, let's see if I can make it through this. So James Gray is a filmmaker born April 14th, 1969, an American film director who has a new movie coming to our screens soon. And I have not seen a James Gray film picture. And he's an interesting guy where like you'll see videos of him and he's incredibly smart and he has a lot to say about the industry and I like listening to him talk. But I haven't watched any of his movies. And a big part of that is sometimes I'll talk on here about like these unattractive sort of vibes that movies will give off, where it's like people like these movies, people are like he's a good director, but I look at his filmography and I'm like, there's just like there lacks a little bit of aura for me.
Yeah, The Lost City of Z. I also haven't seen it. That movie's giving no aura. I'm
no
sure it's very
aura.
good though.
There's,
I'm sure
like,
it's very good.
I look at his filmography and I'm like, he looks like someone born in the 60s. Like this looks like a filmography of like an old man, like an old white guy. And I'm like, I don't know. But I think what happens there is preconceived notions about the craft, the form, the filmmaking, the type of movie are being made based off of the vibes that the movies are sort of presenting me. So I decided I've been looking at Two Lovers for a long time because Two Lovers to me is the most attractive of all these movies, based off of multiple things, but it being, and I don't know where my copy is, but it being like a loose adaptation of White Nights, the Dostoevsky short story, which is also Four Nights of a Dreamer is a White Nights adaptation as well, and I really like that short story. I like Four Nights of a Dreamer a lot. I was interested in that, and also it's Joaquin Phoenix and Gwyneth Paltrow, and I've seen like there's like a lot of times you'll see TikTok videos or Instagram like filmmaker guy breakdowns of like this one scene when they're on the roof. Then the guy's like, look at how great this is. So I've been meaning to check it out. I knew I would kind of vibe with it. But when I watched this movie, I sort of immediately was like locked in on, oh, this is like a real fucking movie kind of thing, where it's quite interesting, and I'm curious to watch his other movies and see if I have the same like immediate reaction of the body where I watch Two Lovers and I feel like I am in the hands of like a real serious filmmaker, like a kind of a guy that like doesn't exist anymore almost.
Yes. Yeah.
Where Two Lovers came out in the late 2000s. Let me pull it up here. But so like I'm interested. I know, Sophie, you really like Armageddon Time, correct? I'm interested to see some of his like. Obviously, he has Paper Tiger coming out this year, but I'm interested to see if I still feel that with his more recent work. But yeah, Two Lovers 2008, which like 2008 they were still making real movies back then, so maybe it's maybe it's a product of the time. But I am interested to see his other movies because I was thinking of De Palma, I was thinking of Woody Allen, I was thinking, of course, of Bresson just with that White Nights connection. But like, it is also beautiful movie about New York, like a very New York movie, and you can feel the spaces that we're existing in, but also just like a really like in terms of the tone of the movie, it's like really it sits in an interesting spot, and I think Gwyneth Paltrow, I'm like sort of fully on, like she's kind of the goat, like she's kind of unreal, like she's so good.
You're losing me a little bit,
but she's so good. She's so good in this movie, and it's like she has a very interesting career because when you look at like I mean, I was really singing her praises with Marty Supreme, but then it was like she was in those Marvel movies for like 15 years or whatever. But Joaquin Phoenix, obviously, like one of the great actors of the past 20 years or whatever. And those two together is unreal. Isabella Rossellini plays Joaquin Phoenix's mom in this movie. Um, awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it'll be hard for me to like a James Gray movie more than Two Lovers just based off like what this movie is, but I do feel like I totally could vibe with a lot of his work, and it makes me super excited for Paper Tiger. Just off the fact that like I was excited about that movie having not seen anything he's done, and now that I'm like, oh, I really love this film that he's done. I think Paper Tiger could rule. So kind of bummed that I'm not. It's not the one of the New York Film Festival movies that I'm gonna see, but I'll see it. Then I watched Alice, which I talked to about last week. I was like, oh, I've been watching these Alice in Wonderland movies. This has nothing to do with Alice in Wonderland. This is a Woody Allen movie, which is kind of like it's not great. It's like fine. But it's a weird movie where it's like kind of straight for the whole time in terms of like it's a woman about who's just like having like problems with her um relationship, and she's like she has this like sort of she bumps into this guy randomly, and she's like, oh, I'm sort of attracted to this man, but I'm in this sort of long-term relationship with my husband. But then like all of a sudden like there's like sort of this there's like magic, and then she can turn invisible, and it's like but like it's pretty, it doesn't really like focus on those elements too much, I would say. It just kind of like accepts that we're now like entering sort of a more magical realism aspect of the film. And I was thinking a lot about like the Invisible Man and sort of the Invisible Woman and all the Invisible Agent and all those sort of spin-offs of that, and this kind of being like sort of a soft version of that. But then also the movie ends, and I was like, oh, this is just like White Knights, this is just like Two Lovers, this is just like I like immediately it was like this is very weird. And Woody Allen as a history of doing like Crime and Punishment and other Dostoevsky sort of adaptations. But I was looking and I couldn't find anything. No one had ever. I couldn't find anything about this movie being anything to do with White Knights or even Dostoevsky in general. But it was just something interesting of watching those two back to back, and the ending being very very similar to White Knights. But I'm not like it's not. I wouldn't recommend it in terms of like you have to see this Woody Allen movie. I watched this movie Love at Sea, which is another movie that just keeps appearing sort of on my social media as like people be like, this movie is sick, and then just like a bunch of images of it. It's a Guy Giles movie from 1965, like sort of a right in that sort of French New Wave sort of moment going on there. And I was watching this movie. I started this movie at like 11:30, and I watched the first 10 minutes, and then I shut it off and went to bed. And then I picked it up the next day. But I was sort of fascinated by it, and I immediately was sort of. Sometimes I'll watch a movie and I'm like, oh, okay. Like they've just kind of been doing bullshit the whole time. Like filmmakers have been just doing bullshit for a long time, and like I was there. Sometimes it'll be. I think sometimes there's a freeingness of watching a film, and being like, I guess sometimes it can feel as if there are very strict rules or very harsh restrictions or sort of uh, when you're making something you want to feel as if you're not doing something too crazy or too outlandish, and then you'll sort of watch some French film and be like, oh, this guy's insane. This is like this movie is cutting from like half the movie is in black and white, half the movie is in color. The camera is like doing ridiculous things. It's like he's just really doing a lot and just like kind of it's pure experimentation, and I'm not sure if it all works or whatever, but it's sort of a freeing, like, this guy is just doing a lot of things, and sort of I don't know, there's some sort of freeingness of seeing someone else do uh just a lot. But yeah, I don't know, it's quite beautiful, but not my favorite thing, but sort of I was just fascinated by this sort of outlandishness of it. And sort of it feels there's a modernness to it because of that. I think it like, and I do think like the color adds something that, of course, like the 60s, like there was tons of color films, but I think when you watch a 60s film in black and white, it can feel older than like a 50s film in color just because of the black and white. But because of the formal aspects of it, and because it's cutting back and forth in that way, like where like most movies are picking a lane in that way. Where like it's like most movies aren't going like 2 shots in color, 2 shots in black and white. Like that's just not. But because of that, like sort of it letting itself do that, it feels almost out of time in a way. That's quite interesting. Watch Spider-Man. We'll talk about that. I watched Christmas in July again. I talked about this like 2 months ago. Preston Sturges. Kind of a riveting movie. I did see. I thought this was interesting to bring up. I saw J. Jonah. I saw who's that guy? I was the actor. Fucking who's because he was talking about J. Jonah Jameson, Mr. Whiplash. Who's the fucking actor? Who is he? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name?
You can't get it either.
He's the guy from Invincible.
Right. Fuck. Well,
what is his name?
Oh wow, this is bad. He's like very. Yeah, Sophie, Google it.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
What? You don't know who I'm talking about?
No.
Wait, hold on.
The guy in Whiplash, the bald guy. He's a very famous actor who was in Juno.
Oh, J.K. Simmons. Yeah. We're talking about J.K.
Simmons. Star of the Raimi Spider-Man movies.
Right. Okay, so that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Because J.K. Simmons, they were doing an interview about I don't know when this interview was from. I think it had to be quite recent. Because, like, I swear, like, anytime a new Spider-Man movie comes out, they're just, like, pestering him with J. Jonah Jameson questions. But he was talking about, like, when he initially got that role, he mentioned, like, a Preston Sturges type of sort of businessman being sort of an inspiration for, like, how he was playing it. And I think if you watch Christmas in July, you can very much see, like, the lineage of that. Which I think is really cool. I feel like I would be very shocked to hear anyone in a new like Marvel movie being like, so I was thinking about like Preston Sturges when I was like coming into this and sort of that being my inspiration. But there's a reason why they just have kept him for 20 years playing that character because he's like kind of amazing at it, but he's not in this movie. And
that's okay.
New movie, and I have problems with that. Okay. And then I watched Maniac Cop. That's my last movie. Watched Maniac Cop because I was actually like I was like, oh, I want to watch a Larry Cohen movie. And then I was like doing my like which one do I watch? There's a lot of them, and I was kind of like, what's available? And then Amazon Prime just had Maniac Cop right there to watch, and I was like, well, talking about Maniac Cop recently, the Refn movie's happening. I should probably check this out. And I think I think it's pretty good. It's an interesting like the structure of it feels just different from like the average slasher movie. It's not very like it's a little like it bounces around from who you're following. Bruce Campbell is in this movie, and you don't. I don't know when, maybe like 20 minutes or I don't know. You don't see him right away. He sort of is slowly introduced into the movie as we sort of go from like victim to victim until we sort of fully get into the meat of it. But the other thing that I was like, the thing that actually shocked me the most is all of a sudden, they cut to like a news anchor guy, and it's just Sam Raimi, and he's like doing the anchoring thing, and I was like, what the fuck? I did not know Sam Raimi was going to be in this movie acting. But cool stuff. I can totally see how, like, I can see the Refn movie. I can just see, I can very clearly see it, especially after Her Private Hell, and just how like he films men in uniforms, and like the opening title sequence of Maniac Cop is like these like close-ups of like the badge and like the sort of the belt and just all these like sort of these inserts of the cop, and then like it has the credit next to it. It's just a very interesting way of shooting the police. But yeah, I don't know, it's cool. I think like it's just the rhythm of it is interesting in terms of like comparing it to other movies like similar. But like I think it's solid. It's nothing crazy, but yeah, that's what I watched.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Owen.
That's very incredible. As always. Now let's talk about the Marvel Cinematic Universe for a second.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Spoilers. But also like low key, this is what I was saying. I sent a text message, right? And I was like, and you all laughed at me.
Oh,
but I was
yeah,
being dead ass.
You're just like
no, because here's what I mean. Like,
I don't understand.
No, I like it's not a big deal. It's not like a big reveal
in the movie.
It's in the movie. That's what I was trying to get across. I was like, it's not.
But that's how it's gonna make. This is what they do to make $1 billion. This is marketing.
They made $1 billion opening weekend. Did you see that? The second biggest opening weekend of all time.
Yeah, and
nonsense.
You know, that's because they did that bullshit. Well, not only because, but like I think that's a part. Like I think a big thing with Marvel, their sort of marketing is like, you have to see this opening weekend, or you're gonna see it on Twitter in like 2 days, and you're gonna get it all spoiled for you. And so even though in the movie they don't treat it as that thing, they build it up like that. It's like people are like people want to go into the movie and find out that Sadie Sink is playing Jean Grey. Like they want to go into the movie and not know that. And because they present it like that, you have to go opening weekend, or you're gonna get it spoiled for you. And that's why it's making so much money right away. And I think a benefit of doing that is like the word of mouth in this movie is gonna be kind of crazy.
It already is insane.
Yeah, because they're like, this is the best Spider-Man movie ever, and you gotta pull up, and you better pull up fast, or people are gonna tell you who Sadie Sink is.
It's the best Spider-Man movie ever, except for those cartoons that everybody likes, and also except for the one that I really liked when I was a kid. That's like how everybody. It's like people are like,
oh, I know what you're talking about.
Like everybody's saying like, oh, it's the best Spider-Man movie since Spider-Man 2, and then they post the rankings and they have both of the cartoons above it, and it's like, okay, so are you saying those aren't movies? Anyways, whatever. What? No, everybody's done that. I saw that like 30 times. Anyways, I deleted all social media off my phone.
Why? Because of Spider-Man?
Yeah, kind of a little bit.
No.
No, so yeah, it's Spider-Man Brand New Day, aptly titled because it's another Spider-Man origin story. Once again, where it's Spider-Man learning how to become Spider-Man, and now he's ready to do his adventures. What do you guys think about this movie? I'm like, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what the fuck to talk about. This is why we don't cover superhero movies.
Yeah, I was gonna ask when the last time you guys even covered one of these was.
Ant-Man?
That was no. We did Ant-Man Quantumania where I Steel Man, then I said it's not the worst movie ever, and then Owen and Kevin just laughed at me for an hour and a half.
Okay, so but have you guys watched them? Like, are you caught up on like? Did you see Thunderbolts and stuff? Or
I didn't see Thunderbolts.
I didn't see the Fantastic Four.
I saw Fantastic Four, which was fine. The movie's fine. Actually, I'll go on record. I'd say that that movie has like a fucking incredible set piece towards the beginning with that black hole. That
Mhm.
shit is crazy as fuck. That's unbelievable. The
What's the
rest of the
other
movie's like
one?
whatever, bro. It's like
Yeah.
you gotta sleep your way through it.
Mhm.
But I
Yeah, no,
know the
I haven't
Punisher's around. They're doing another like there's Daredevil's still
all this
doing stuff.
TV. Like I haven't like I don't watch. I'm not watching that
No,
TV.
none of us are
Um,
doing that.
But like, there's got to be more movies.
and the Thunderbolts are the new Avengers because they defeated depression in their movie, is my understanding.
Yes, exactly.
uh,
But I think ultimately what this shows is like, because I think what a part of like us not watching them, but I think not covering them or whatever is like this sort of fatigue that's been going on. Well, actually, I mean, we have done that. We did just did Supergirl like 2 weeks ago.
we did just do Supergirl. Also, I think
Um,
we did do an episode on the Thunderbolts, but it was just me and Kevin. I didn't watch it, and I just interviewed Kevin about it. I think that was a great
Right.
episode.
But I think we just talked about this movie makes $1 billion opening weekend. Like superhero fatigue is
It's
outside.
not
That's
real.
not.
It's not a real thing.
Spider-Man is like different. Like
Well,
I
I'll go
don't.
as far as to say like I think that there is like DC fatigue in the way where it's like I don't think people want Superman shit. I think, to be honest with you,
Well, Superman was like that was a big deal.
it wasn't a big deal though. It really wasn't. This movie outgrossed Superman in 2 days.
Oh, okay,
You know what I'm
this
saying?
is-
Like,
sure. That's fair. I think like, but like that Batman movie's gonna come out and it's gonna be a huge deal.
One
Like,
day.
people talk one day. People talk about that Batman movie every day, and it's takes 7 years to make. And every
Well-
day you hears about it.
yeah, Batman and Spider-Man are in a tier of their own
That's what I'm saying.
culturally.
Yeah.
Which is
Well, like,
interesting.
I just think like what's gonna happen ultimately is this sort of gimmick of like it's kind of the James Gunn gimmick where it's like I can just make a movie about any superhero and you guys will eat it up. Or I just don't think that era exists anymore, and I think we're like removed from that. Which is so I just think eventually like we're gonna go back to like you're gonna get your Spider-Man, you're gonna get your Batman.
I forgot about Captain America: Brave New World. Did you see that, Sophie?
Yeah,
What happens in that
one of
movie?
the worst movies I've ever
What
seen.
how did the axis of powers change in the Marvel Cinematic Universe there?
I couldn't tell you. I don't remember. I just remember it being like truly offensive. And that's why I think like this movie, Brand New Day, like I thought it was fine because I feel like it has a point of view that maybe the past few MCU movies haven't for me. Like Captain America, Brave New World, whatever, the Marvels. I thought Fantastic
wow.
Four was like pretty mid. I don't know, just like the past few movies have kind of offended me, but I feel like this one, at least it has like Tom Holland, who I think is like genuinely good. And I think you can tell. Oh, yeah, we can talk about that.
I have thoughts about him
We
as a
can talk
human
about that.
being.
But I think like it's just clear to me that the MCU, like they hired a quote unquote real guy who like had some ideas, but then they still needed to like they still have to get to the point they want to get to and whatever universes we're going to. So like even when you want to ground a movie and do street level and whatever they're trying to do, you still have to like throw Yelena in there to like say New Avengers. You still have to like put in this whole Jean Grey plot line that's like genuinely really bad. Like I think all of the Jean Grey stuff is terrible.
Yes. Okay. Glad we
I love the X-Men so much.
Okay, I have no
It's so
relationship to
interesting.
them, so I don't know. But like I just think it's clear to me that there's like two different things happening and they come together and there's way too much going on and it's
It feels
therefore a
like that's
fine
what
movie.
all of the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, all of Spider-Man's appearances period in the cinematic universe feel like he's been the glue guy to get them from one point A to point B the whole time.
All I keep thinking about is David Sims' review where he's we cannot be wasting whole Spider-Man movies on this nonsense. And I just think that is like the most perfect way to sum this up. And that has been what the Spider-Man movies have been. And I think that's why like the Tom Holland era just feels so like nothing. And we're 4 movies in. No Spider-Man has got 4 movies, and like it feels like he's like you just said, like it's like he's still learning how to be Spider-Man, and we're 4 movies in, and I think like the issue I have with this movie is like I don't know how you feel about this, Doug. To me, like this is the most successful of his 4 movies, but the problem is it's still he hasn't got a full Spider-Man movie yet, and to me it feels like I think like it's like if you had a TV show and every TV show was a Christmas special episode. And it's like we never get to just do the normal thing. Everything has to be like a special Christmas episode. It's like like why?
I like that.
Because like the first movie is like you have Iron Man is like in the movie the whole time and like all that stuff. And I do think I think about this thing a lot. I think the rest of the movie is kind of bad, but the Michael Keaton like twist I'm your girlfriend's dad is like kind of like iconic. It kind of is. And the rest of that movie I don't remember anything that happens, but I do think about that like moment a lot where it's like that's like a genuine like good idea, but like it's I think like the big problem in that movie is like we did I think like the sort of we have this sort of thing in like sort of modern remake or like reboot culture where it's like and I think I've said this before and you've disagreed with this, Doug, but like I think the idea of like you guys know the origin story, we're just gonna skip that shit has heavily plagued this Spider-Man specifically, where because you guys there's just like he's never had an Uncle Ben and we kind of just like skipped shit and he's never gotten to feel that's how like it feels like we'll keep doing this origin because we just never did it properly in the first place and it feels like we constantly like sort of making up for that. The second one he's in like Europe the whole time. It's like what? Then the third one is a COVID movie with they throw in like every guy from the old movies, which is a problem. A problem with that movie is it kind of shows, hey, the other 2 guys had like really iconic, cool villains, and this guy 4 movies in, like his rogues gallery is garbage.
Well, this is what I was going to say about this is one of my points that I had that when I was thinking about this movie. Right,
Jean Grey. What the fuck?
No, like so I think all of the MCU movies kind of have like a people love to say that a villain problem, right? People love that. But I think that Spider-Man does have like an iconic rogues gallery. But the thing is it's shallow. The bench isn't super deep, right? And you got to get creative once you get past the bench because then it kind of turns into you're kind of stealing guys from other other superheroes, which is fine, obviously.
Like,
you know, we could all share.
You
but
like if you're another super villain.
Well, that's what I'm getting at, right? Where it's like
we're doing superheroes.
Why it's like Tom Holland's best villain is Dr. Octavius from the Sam Raimi from Spider-Man 2. And you know,
and then like the second best is Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin from Sam Raimi. And then it's like Michael Keaton Vulture. It's like, what the fuck is that? Like he has that good scene, but like
and then you have like a really miscast what's his name, Mysterio, who Mysterio, very iconic Jake villain. That was terrible. What was
I think like that movie. Well, that movie's so bad. Movie sucks, but I think the problem is again what I sort of said was with the origin story is the big thing with this Tom Holland era is kind of like, well, we've done all this stuff before. Let's not do that again. Let's zig, you know? And then there's no way to zig and they just sort of are doing like, it's like, well, do you either do something that we've already done before or do something bad? That feels like the sort of the sort of dilemma we have. And it's like there has to be another option here.
So much of the marketing around Brand New Day is like Spider-Man's gonna fight the Hand, and that's just a lie. They're just lying to you in the marketing. It's like I was watching the movie now, like this is actually a little egregious marketing because like all of the promotional like stills are him fighting the Hand, and that shit does not happen in the movie. It's actually like
he does fight them.
He doesn't. Jean Grey mind controls them, and he fights them for 2 minutes at the end.
Sure. Yeah.
But then all the stills though are him fighting them in a 1 second flashback.
Right. There is that like shot that they like. Well, okay. There's so many things to talk about. But since you mentioned that like that thing up, I do like one of my issues with this movie is something that like I just don't think they would ever. I hate this sort of. I feel like we get into this a lot, where it's like the criticism or the analysis of the movie is like, I wish it like was a different movie, but it's I think like a lot of this, the emotional weight of this movie and what they're trying to, or at least the idea that they are interested in, is the time that Peter, the loneliness that he is feeling, and the time that he is alone without his friends. And they kind of like montage speed run a lot of that, where it's like, look at all the stuff he's been doing, and look at all like the sort of loneliness, and like it's just like him on the fucking like treadmill or whatever. And then, but it's so fast. We're like, I think the fact that like he kind of gets his friends back so fast removes like any weight of any of that. We're like the sort of like the end of the last movie, where it's like no one knows who he is, but then like kind of he can like skirt around that the whole time this movie in a little way. Or like I just don't think, I don't know, it's like super like, it almost is like obviously they were never gonna let like, they were never gonna actually make him like super sad, but people on Twitter are acting like this is like the saddest movie of all time. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like he fixes kind of everything in a way. Like it's all gonna be okay. And like they're not they. I think like this Peter Parker,
sad.
like
it made me very sad.
I don't think this is like this is like the least suffered. This is like the least suffered Peter Parker, I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, Andrew Garfield killed fucking Gwen Stacy, bro.
Yeah,
that's fucked up. Yeah,
right.
It's not well, like that.
It's like those guys were really going through it.
Yeah, they were really going through it.
And I feel like they try to sort of like, I mean, like they give him the Tony Stark thing. His Marissa Tomei dies, and then everyone forgets who he is. But like, I feel like I watched Tom Holland Spider-Man, and I don't feel like he's gone through those things.
Well, no, he hasn't. I agree, he hasn't, and I think part of it is because of how much they've handicapped this Peter Parker. Tom Holland, I would almost say, like, objectively from an adaptation standpoint, is the most well cast Spider-Man that we've ever had in live action.
Okay.
Which means nothing basically, but it's fine. But that's true. I would say that's correct.
Okay.
But like, what does
that mean?
He like, have you ever read a Spider-Man comic, bro?
No.
He's like,
explain to me.
No, he's like this young, because he's like a young, silly guy that's like very quippy. And him being young is a big part of the fucking character, right? And he's like really quippy, and he's really 30. Smart, and he's very joyful, you know?
Yeah.
I almost said Tobey Maguire. Yeah. He's like the best. He's in the best movies. He has like the best stuff to do. He's like a different character though than the canonical Peter Parker. But again, like that doesn't really matter. It's just an observation that I was like, and I think this movie really does like cement that.
I see what you're saying.
But he doesn't have any of his like friends. He doesn't have any of his fucking guys. He doesn't have MJ. He has Michelle Jones, you know. He has Ned, who I think Ned is like a different guy. He doesn't have what's his name?
Harry.
Harry. There's no Harry Osborn here, you know. That's a big like, he needs to have Harry Osborn, which he needs to have like that tension there. There's
is ultimately them to being like, which I think it's like the Michelle Jones Ned thing. To me, again, like it sort of goes for full circle, where like ultimately it becomes the best part of these movies. Where like I think the best stuff of this movies is it's like when they are having like small scale, just like talking to each other. Like I think that's the best stuff of this movie. But yeah, it all is sort of rooted in like we can't do MJ and Harry, so we're gonna do Michelle Jones and Ned. And it's like, well, then what is this movie? Who are these people? I think
it seems like he's like he's never gonna get there though. It's just like this Tom Holland Peter Parker. It's just like, it's like this universe sucks, man. This universe sucks so bad. I'm watching this movie and like I'm like, this shit sucks so bad. And I'm like, what? Like, why? Where are his Like, what is he doing? What is he doing?
Right.
And there's the montage at the beginning of him killing all the villains. Not killing. He doesn't kill people. But him beating up all the villains. And I'm like, oh, he's like being Spider-Man. And they're doing like the tongue-in-cheek, like slow motion, like actual like splash page shots from comic books, like references. And I'm like, oh, that's like cute. It would be cool if that movie was kind of like him doing stuff like that. But I get it. Like
Right.
narratively, I understand. This movie is about him
This
and
movie's
Jean
about the
Grey
X-Men.
bonding because they're both sad.
But it's also about like a million other things. Like that's why I feel
It's
like
about eugenics.
yeah.
For some reason.
If it was about like there's just I was trying to come up with like off the top of my head like how many characters are in this movie, and there are just way too many. Like there is
Right.
Punisher, there's Scorpion, there's Jean Grey, and then there's her sister that we're supposed to care about,
like,
and then there's like the cop
At least
lady.
13.
Like there are just like, and then
Right.
they throw Aunt May in there because they like need
Oh,
to
yeah.
bring something back, and that Bruce Banner, which I actually like that stuff, but like there's just way too
Yeah.
much. There's
Well, because
way
Mark
too many
Ruffalo is a
characters.
real
Mark Ruffalo is kind
is
of
a
like the
real ass
goat.
actor, bro.
Yes.
It's like
Yeah.
Yeah, and Black Widow and
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was thinking about this like yesterday. I was thinking about this yesterday, and I was thinking about Spider-Man 3. Great movie. And like the sort of a common criticism of that movie is that it's like overstuffed, right? And I was thinking about these two movies and having the same sort of issue, but I was thinking about them and I was like, well, Spider-Man 3 is overstuffed with Spider-Man things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like this movie, it's like I wish it was more Spider-Man things. Like if that was the problem, there was like too many Spider-Man villains, I'd be like, that's fine. But
Yeah.
there's just a lot of stuff in this movie that has nothing to do with Spider-Man. And
Yeah.
that's kind of the problem, where it's like I think we're so far removed from the issues of like we have too many Spider-Man villains and we have Venom and we have Sandman, and it's like then we have the Hulk we have, which again I do think the Hulk is like a good addition, and I think you can bring in some of those things, like that's fine. But when the movie is more other stuff than it is Spider-Man, it gets to be a problem. And I think I watched this movie and I'm like, I think it's somewhat of a it is an improvement. Like I said, I think it's the best one of the thing. But it I at this point, like there's no way I can believe that they can ever make a movie in this sort of like Kevin Feige reign Marvel thing that like don't feel like this. We're like
They can never make a real movie. Spider-Man's too important.
Right, he's too important to have his own thing going on.
Yes.
Which is like
it's crazy to say.
His whole thing is like he's got his own thing going on.
Yeah.
Where it's like his whole thing should just be like, and I don't know if you guys saw this, but it was like it was basically Tom Holland talking about, or it was like some news thing about like how originally this movie was going to be like basically No Way Home 2, where it was going to be like a bigger multiverse. You got 3 Spider-Man doing, whatever shit. And Tom Holland was fighting for like, no, we got to do like street level stuff. Like we got to do like small town. And it's like, and I think that's the stuff that's good in this movie is when they're like smaller and he's like fighting Scorpion, or he's like, he has issues with MJ. But I think like, to me, I think that the third act or the last hour or whatever, when we go full Jean Grey mode, the movie really falls off a cliff because it's like, this is just not. I think that stuff is really bad. I know people are like, Sadie Sink should win an Oscar. No, I don't think anyone said that. But like,
nobody said that. Nobody said that.
But people are like,
she's fine in the movie. She's
people
totally
are like,
fine,
this.
but
I don't know. People are super like, this Jean Grey stuff is really good. And I think I don't think any of it's good.
What I think is interesting about the Sadie Sink casting, which I feel similarly about the Tom Holland casting, is like Sadie Sink is like 24 or 25, but she reads very young. Like the Jean Grey is probably supposed to be like 16. But it's like, this is the oldest Sadie Sink's ever gonna read on screen, right? Because she's probably not gonna.
Huh?
She's gonna look like this for a long time. She's and so I'm like, oh, so all of the X-Men are gonna be really young. And I think it's like, I guess like that's an interesting way to take that if you need to make it different. But I'm looking at Tom Holland and I'm
Yeah.
looking at Tom Holland in this movie, and I'm seeing Tom Holland in interviews,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at him and the way he speaks and the way his face moves, and the work he's gotten done, which is it's not like in your face, but I'm looking at him and I'm like, this is a little sad to me. It's giving it's giving it's giving BTS a little bit. It's
Really?
just like a little bit. It's like just like the beginning of that, because it's like because it's like he has to be Spider-Man. That's his whole. It's like he is a
Mhm.
very wealthy person because he's Spider-Man, and that's his
Mhm.
job. So he has to look really young for
Mhm.
as long as like as young as possible for as long as possible, because Spider-Man in this movie is like 22 years old, you know, uh, and
Right.
it's like this is I don't know, and it's like he's fine. He's like it's not about the performance, but I'm like I don't know. He's I don't know. Maybe I'm the only person in the world that feels that way, but I'm like, you. It's scary to me that you're trying to look so young. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Interesting. I that
You don't
was
think so? I
I
don't know.
wasn't thinking about
No,
that. I
me
wasn't
either.
really.
I just watched his Hot Ones with John Bernthal literally last night, as
Mhm.
preparation for this, and
When you were like terrified of him.
no, I wasn't terrified, but like the last Hot Ones I watched before that one, which Hot Ones is a slop show, but the last Hot Ones I watched before that one was the BTS one, and I
Yeah.
was like, he kind of looks like he kind of looks like BTS a little bit.
Maybe it's their lighting that they have over there.
It's the
Maybe.
Hot Ones lighting. It
Yeah.
looked creepy.
But I don't know. There's something sad about it. And then they have Sadie Sink, who's also somebody that looks a lot younger than they really are. And I'm like, this is I don't know. This is what all the new casting's gonna be. But anyways, that's why only Tom Holland thought.
Really. Um.
My thing is like just not being able to separate the real guy, because he's just such a joyful dude that I'm like, yes, that makes his casting like good, but when he's supposed to be super depressed, I'm like, he's fine. Which again goes back to kind of what you were saying, Owen. Like just haven't seen him like experience like I don't know, it just doesn't feel as
Right.
big or heavy. But like to
Well,
me, I don't know. I don't feel it from him.
There's no
I don't.
deep betrayals. The deepest betrayal he's ever had is MJ or Michelle Jones MJ, who like doesn't remember him, being like, I don't remember you. And he's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's like, but you
Well,
knew that, bro. Like what?
I think about all the bullshit that Tobey Maguire went through, and like he just like I think like a big issue with this Spider-Man, uh, is like the Peter Parker stuff is just awful. Where like he doesn't do it. Like, what does he do? He just sits in his.
He doesn't
his
have a job.
he does no
He's
job.
not slinging pizzas around.
No, and it's like I think like Tobey Maguire
Also,
goes
no
through so
money
much-
issues at all.
Right. Where it's like he doesn't exist in the world. Like he's not a
Mhm.
real guy who exists in the world.
That's such a
And,
good point. Wait.
Like I think like I think you feel bad for Tobey Maguire because he's having problems everywhere and he can't escape issues. He's just
Mhm.
fully like he's so stressed and he can't sort of balance anything. He's sort of really struggling with like every aspect of his life. And I think like it shows that through like sort of these sort of actions that are taking place in these sort of situations where these movies sort of they jump to like super like they're like they go like to like they do one like crazy like thing where it's like his girlfriend doesn't remember him and she doesn't like, but then they don't do any of the little things that really build up the sort of like emotional stuff, where it's like either like someone dies or nothing in between. And so like him actually being, I just don't think he gets any the building up of that sadness is tough because he's not a real person.
Well, yeah, he's not a real person. Tom Holland, Peter Parker, what are his goals? You know, like Peter Parker, like in his like not wearing the mask. What are his goals? You know, he's not
Right.
in school. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't have any interpersonal relationships.
Right.
It's like there's nothing going on at all.
And I
Like,
think what this movie is trying to do, this movie sort of is in a way addressing that by being like he isn't being Peter Parker. He's only being. It's like the Batman
Mhm.
thing. It's like it's literally the Batman where it's
the way
like
they did
he's
it in this is bad.
it is bad. But this movie is like he's literally becoming a spider because he's only Spider-Man and he's not Peter Parker. The problem with that is we're in movie 4 and he's never gotten to be Peter Parker yet. We only really like have had him be Spider-Man, like mostly. I think like there is more stuff in the other ones maybe, but like it's
Well, in the
all
other ones, he's in high school, so
Yeah,
it's like
there's high
easy
school
to
stuff.
yeah. You just have to sweep it under the rug a little bit, and he's like, oh, he's
right.
in high school. He's normal high school problems, but he has no goals or because he's in high school. But now he's like
Yeah.
an adult. He has no job.
I
Get a
think
job, bro.
one of the great scenes in the Spider-Man
Take
movies.
pictures. Take
Right.
pictures
Well,
of
like,
Spider-Man. What the
I
fuck?
think one of the great scenes in the Spider-Man movies is when he's it's the Tobey Maguire. I think it's got to be 2, but maybe it's I don't know which one it is. But it's he's like running to class and he like bumps into his teacher and his teacher's like the
It's
class is
2.
over and he's
Mhm.
like he's giving him this sort of like heart to heart of like you got to figure your shit out. But
Mhm.
like there's none of and that's just a small moment, but it's really like it sort of centers on this sort of the struggle of the balance where there's not really the struggle of the balance doesn't really work here because there's no other thing to balance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Like
he's a genius, but he has a hard time in school. He's a superhero, but he can't protect his girlfriend. He's
Right.
like, he uh it's like it's so there's no
It's
there's
just
nothing.
super thin, and I think like it does a lot of stuff where like it brings up these issues or like sort of mentions them slightly and just sort of expects the audience to buy into those things, but they don't build that kind of stuff up really. um and I think a problem with that again is like when you have to set up the X-Men and you have to do all this other stuff, like the movie can only be so long. And I think because like when I think about the Tobey Maguire movies, so much of that stuff is just like nothing to do with like the supervillain, or like so much of
Yeah.
those movies have nothing to do with the Spider-Man stuff. Like I just think of it's like the scenes where he's like on a date with MJ, or just like they're at a coffee shop or something, or there's just like it's so small scale sometimes where I'm
Mhm.
like that stuff would never happen in one of these movies because
Yeah.
we have to like cram in so much shit. And like I think there's like they kind of try to get at that a little bit in this movie where you have like the party and like there's little bits of that, but it's just you need so much more to build out that world. And there's just too much stuff where we can't spend time doing the actual Spider-Man things. And I don't know. It's an interesting movie because like I can see them trying to do some of that stuff. I do recognize that they are attempting to make it more like the Raimi movies, but I think because of the MCU sort of limitations, there's just not enough time to again build up the necessary time that makes those moments work. And it's like you're just kind of sprinkling that stuff in there. Yeah, I don't know. But I think there's it's an interesting thing with the sort of superhero whatever it's called, where it's like I think in many ways people are so starved for like a halfway decent one of these that the moment there's something like a little decent, it's like
Mhm.
people are like, whoa, like I can't get enough of this.
Mhm.
And there's a little I do feel with this movie, it's like the Spider-Man movies have been so bad that this one doesn't doing like a little better. People are like, this is the
Yeah.
greatest thing ever.
MCU fans are interesting to me. They're such interesting beasts. Are they just like ramshackled because they grew up watching this stuff? Or is it just, or are they like, I don't know. It's because
Interesting.
if we had like a real like person that's like super like really deep into the MCU stuff, still I feel like to put myself into shoes like that, they would say like Fantastic Four was a great movie. The Thunderbolts was one of the best movies that the MCU's had in a long time, you know.
Mhm.
And they would say like everybody loved No Way Home, and you know they would push back on this being like, and Brand New Day is like the best Spider-Man movie. It's like it's a top 3 MCU movie, you know. And I feel like that's like kind of perspective of people like this, that this is like the audience of this, which is so strange to me. The Jean Grey of it all is very bizarre. I
Let's
do want
get
to talk
into
about
that.
this for a
Let's
little
get into
bit, because like it is. So you brought up you invoked Spider-Man 3, which is a good movie that had it's like had an insane reputation forever. I like of being like the worst superhero movie for a long time before
which
the superhero
is
boom.
so funny.
But that was truly its reputation for a long time. It's so strange. But that movie happened and was kind of like, it was a disaster at the time because Sam Raimi was like, okay, I'm doing Spider-Man 3. We're gonna do Sandman this time. And
Yeah.
then executives at Sony were like, Venom is very popular. You need to
Right.
do Venom, right? We've done you need to do Venom. And Sam Raimi was like, whatever, we'll figure it out. If I gotta do Venom, I'll do Venom. But we're still doing Sandman, you know?
Yeah.
And then that movie has got, you know, it's like had a villain problem or whatever, it was overstuffed, too much stuff going on. Very good movie, still very real movie. And also the way he did Venom was very silly that people did not like, but whatever. Um,
Sick.
and this one, it wasn't like what's his name?
Daniel Dustin, whatever. Dustin
Dustin,
Daniel Cretton.
yeah, Dustin Daniel Cretton. He wasn't like, okay, we're gonna do Spider-Man, and we're gonna bring in his universe, Doctor Octavius, or we're gonna bring in his Harry Osborn, the Tom Holland universe, Harry Osborn. It was like Kevin Feige was like, okay, so it's gonna be Jean Grey. because after Doomsday and Secret Wars, Secret Wars is going to tie straight into this universe's uh, Academy for Gifted Youngsters, right? And Jean Grey is going to be the runway, the first character running into that, and we're going to introduce this slowly, drip feed them, and it's like, okay, kill yourself. Genuinely, what are you talking about? It's a Spider-Man movie. Like, what do you mean? like and Dustin Daniel Cretton, who is doing his best, is like, okay, I guess, like,
Right.
whatever.
Where do you
Like,
go from there? Like how do you attack that as the all right, you get Spider-Man, but it also has to be like in a way the co-lead of this movie has to be Jean Grey.
and then you're gonna have like the Punisher is there, who really well cast. Jon Bernthal's
John
good in
Bernthal
movies.
is
Yeah,
good in this movie.
yeah,
I
he's
think
good
like
in movies.
I watch him and I'm like, oh, he just like this is where he belongs.
And Jon
Like,
Bernthal's owned this character. He's been the Punisher for like 13 years or something. It's
yeah.
ridiculous.
Well, I think like the thing with this movie is like we said, like I think like the Hulk and Punisher, they work in this movie. There's like parts of this movie where I'm like, that's fine. The Punisher being here, the Hulk being here for like 2 scenes or whatever works. Then you bring in like the 10 other guys.
Yeah.
And it's like
The first season of the Jon Bernthal Punisher show was released in 2017. He's been the Punisher forever. That's crazy.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. But it's no, that stuff works. I think the best part of the movie was probably, well,
When he shoots him.
no, fuck, all that stuff's nonsense, bro. No, I think like the fight with the Hulk was good, but like not
Yeah.
when like Sadie Sink was like mind driving him, but like when the Hulk gets really big
Mhm.
and they're fighting, and I was like,
Right.
oh, this is like pretty fun because this is shit that would happen in the Spider-Man movie, you know? Like
Right.
it makes sense. Like it hasn't happened before, but it would make sense for the Spider-Man to be in a position where he has to fight the Hulk. Like,
Yes. It feels like something that could happen in the Sam Raimi movie if they were allowed to do that.
right.
Where it's
Yeah.
like if it was a bit like it's something that like the Hulk can come in and be in it for 5 minutes and work, because the thing with like the Sadie Sink thing is you basically have to give her like an origin story in the movie, and you have to take so much time But with the Hulk, like everyone knows who the fuck the Hulk is. We've been working with the Hulk for so many years. Where you can throw the Hulk in, you can throw him in. Everyone knows what the deal is.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what the deal is with the Hulk. You don't have to like give him backstory. Like, you guys remember who the Hulk is? Like, it's just like the Hulk shows up. Everyone knows what's about to happen. You know that this is like, it's bad if he turns into the Hulk. So like it works. You can kind of seamlessly, like, that's why the Hulk, I mean, there's like licensing issues, but the Hulk has been kind of doing that for the last 10 years. He's just been showing up in other people's movies and like being the Hulk, and everyone knows what the deal is.
This movie could have been a really fun comic book movie if the whole movie was Spider-Man and the Punisher versus the Hulk. Yeah. Where it's like something happened, and it's so easy. You could easily write something about because the whole thing is like, yeah, Bruce Banner's a good guy. He can't control the Hulk sometimes. And now it's like, oh, the Hulk's going crazy in New York, and now it's Spider-Man and the Punisher got to deal with it. It's like you can make 2 hours of that, and it would be a good time.
Right. But I do think too, like, there's a reason why he's in this movie, and it is because there's the sort of comparisons or the similarities with Peter losing himself, right? And like, so like that stuff makes sense. But again, you have to add the Jean Grey stuff, which also has the same sort of thing going on. But it's just like, yeah, I think the problem, again, like I said, like, I think when you don't, the Spider-Man needs to be the focus, right? Like, I honestly think, like, villain issue aside, like, this movie didn't need a villain in a way. Or like, I think like
it doesn't have one.
No, I know it's, but I'm saying like he could have just, like, Scorpion could have been doing some bullshit, and you could have fought Scorpion, and that's fine, because like but like the problem with the movie is the movie needs to be about Spider-Man figuring his shit out, and like figuring out how to deal with not having friends or love or anything. Like, he's alone, and he needs to that is the problem. He needs to figure that out. I just think like we're figuring other people's problems out. We're figuring out Jean Grey's shit. We're like, we need to figure out this is the problem, and we're adding other people's problems in before we can figure out his problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think like this movie tries a little bit to do like Spider-Man 3, I'm an evil Spider-Man, but like it does that like once. It just flirts with all this stuff, but the movie is about 900 things, so it can never like just focus its energy on that. Like, I think like him having like black eyes and like beating the shit out of Scorpion is like, okay, that's something. That's a path to go down. But because it has to do 900 different things, and also we gotta do Sadie Sink flashback, get ice cream. Like, it's like, it just takes away from like, I wonder how much was on the cutting room floor and how much was shot about, like, that would like provide more time and sort of attention to some of these other elements, because there's just a lot of stuff going on, and it's like, do we need to take a bath with Black Widow and to learn this information? It's
like, I think like
we spend a lot of time on that stuff.
Send Florence Pugh home. I get it though. Not enough people watch the Thunderbolts, so then everyone's gonna watch this. So they need to get everybody up to speed on that Florence Pugh's in these movies now.
Yeah. I just think, like, again, I don't want to be like, this is how they could have done it better. But if they really needed to bring Jean Grey into it, and the connection here is like, oh, Spider-Man is lonely and Jean Grey lost her sister, so she's lonely too, so they're going to have that moment. Like, I feel like that could have been the first half of the movie, and then they like team up or something like that. Like, it's just like we get to a point where it's like 45 minutes of her movie, and nobody, like, I know people are going to say they care, but it's a Spider-Man movie, and I don't care about Jean Grey. So it's like, if you wanted to introduce her so badly, like, I don't know.
I would take it a step further and even say, like, that's true. It's a Spider-Man movie, and like, we shouldn't care about Jean Grey. I would also say, like, bro, Jean Grey is such a significant fucking character. Like, she's like the main character of the X-Men, basically. Where it's like, why is she showing up in a Spider-Man movie first? You know, can we also, like, you know, because she got her own thing.
Right, like, this should be the X-Men movie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, and it shouldn't be Spider-Man. It should be an X-Men character going through this
Right,
with Jean
right,
Grey.
right. Well, it's
Like,
like exactly like the story itself is the story itself, but like this is just you could just do this plot like Jean Grey is fucking shit up, and like the X Men have to go and stop her, like, and then this is just the X Men movie, but you put Spider Man instead of like
Mhm.
Cyclops or something, and then that's just the X Men movie. Um,
well, but what's bizarre too is like, whatever. I don't want to talk. I
no, no,
fucking.
no.
Well,
This is the Spider Man episode.
I know, I know. I hate talking about this superhero shit too, though. I hate
We're
talking about it
here right now.
because
We're
my thing
here.
is like the Sadie Sink casting for Jean Grey is so significant because it is like where you're like she's playing such a young Jean Grey, which is fine. It makes sense. But who are the adult X-Men that are gonna go? Because if we were gonna do that, who are the adult X-Men that are gonna go not take care of her,
Samara
but
Weaving.
like figure it out? Because it's like it can't be Cyclops because Jean Grey and Cyclops date. So Cyclops wouldn't be an adult yet. So it's like who like there aren't an X-Men yet. What is it like? Are we gonna have like a James McAvoy type guy show up again as you know what I
No.
mean? I don't know what the wow. This is so
We'll
bizarre.
get to that in 5 years, which is interesting too. Like, but it's like she's not going to be. Sadie Sink is going to be like 30 years old by the time the X Men movie.
But she's
comes
still
out.
going to be playing a 17-year-old. That's what I'm saying. That's my problem with these castings.
I just like, yeah. It's the Hand.
Whatever, bro. Fuck you.
The Hand. What? The Hand is in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like so Justin Kuritzky's like did like he came in and he is like script doctor for this
Mhm.
movie, and a lot of people like basically the Zendaya came out and was like the script and MJ's character sucked, and I had to like call Justin up and be like fix this please. Which Tom Holland and Zendaya at this point have a lot of creative control on these movies. Like the director was kind of like, yeah, or Tom was like, yeah, this is the most control I've had on any of these movies, and like this to me is like Tom Holland was like, this is the most like
He's
connected.
unrecastable. Tom Holland is unrecastable at this point. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but he's just saying like this is kind of like this is the most Tom Holland of these movies because he is like the face of it and he has so much power. And that
has
even
so
and then
much power.
Zendaya being a part of that too is like Zendaya can be like, hey, you got to rewrite my whole character basically. And I'm like that stuff is like the best part of the movie. We're like, and I'm almost like.
It
Like,
made me tear up. I'll be like, there were moments I was watching the movie, like being like, this is kind of bad the whole time, and then there would be like a thing where Tom Holland and Zendaya, and they're like, brr, 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 like I am sorry, I don't remember you, and
Yeah.
Tom Holland like looks sad, and I'm like, it's sad, like
Yeah.
that would be sad if I was in this situation. But then I go another level up above, and I'm thinking, and I'm looking down on the movie a little bit, and I'm thinking like. But like she should be pretty different. It's been 4 years and she doesn't remember this guy. She should be like an entirely different person. You know what I mean? And Tom Holland should look at her, and then Tom Holland, Peter Parker. The arc should be Peter Parker realizing like, oh, this isn't even the person I love anymore.
Yeah,
but no, it's not because it's a movie for babies.
Never.
Anyways,
right. That would be like that would be quite interesting.
It's been 4 years.
Right,
Yeah.
she's a completely different.
She should be a completely different person. Anyways,
and then she dies.
Well, I don't know about that.
Just
but...
like rips her apart. No, I get that is right. Like I think there is an issue. I think here's the thing. Is like the Zendaya Tom Holland thing is the gold mine. Like that is what you should be like.
Them getting married in real life, it's like if you're Kevin or if you're a Sony executive, it's like you pop champagne. You know what I mean? That's like, crazy.
That's been the lineage of these Spider-Man movies to me is ultimately the romance between MJ and Peter is like the most interesting part of all of these movies. And they've kind of like, I think the casting on that element has kind of been bananas 3 times in a row, where it's like Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield, like lightning in a crazy, like
almost got married.
That those together, insane. Like Kirsten Dunst is phenomenal.
The best actor in any of the movies, Kirsten Dunst.
Like she is so good in those Spider-Man movies, and like the relationship stuff in those movies are so good.
Yeah. It is really
And
good. People
the
hate their relationship in those movies. They hate it the way it's written. My argument against like lots of people hate them. They're like MJ is too selfish or whatever, and like whatever. Like they don't
he's
have
like
any
a
chemistry.
he's a real
My,
human being.
well, that's my thing. Is like MJ in that movie is a real person.
Yeah.
That's fucking complicated. And it's like, yeah,
Which
exactly. Yes.
I think like so yeah, I think Tom Holland and I was thinking about this like Tom Holland and Zendaya are like the movie, it's like the couple of like the moment right now, like in terms of this is the biggest people are
Of
like
ever, bro.
it's like these guys like there's like $3 billion movies going out this year and they're like just
Yeah.
all of them, and it's like those they're so big and so like
They're bigger than the movies,
right
almost.
where it's like
nothing's bigger than
you
Spider-Man,
have
but they're
to-
close. Like,
and I guess like again like it does it what matters because it's gonna make $2 billion anyway, and everyone's like this is the greatest movie ever. But like, how do you not have that be more of the movie when you have that? Like you have this sort of like magical thing, right? That like is like you never could have planned for this to be this way. You just cast two people, and then 3 movies later, they're like the biggest, most famous couple in the world. And it's like, how do you not? And I know like that is why like she's not able to like go away. Like she's going to like she's coming back and like she's like that's why you bring it back. But I just like it feels like they if you're going to like have that be the thing, like why isn't it the thing? It's like they like sort of just dance around everything and the movie doesn't really commit to anything fully. But I guess the only thing it commits to is being an X-Men setup. Like that's I feel like the only thing it really commits to.
Fucked up.
And the problem with that is like that stuff's bad to me. Like that stuff's really bad.
Wait, what stuff's bad?
The X-Men stuff that's in this movie.
Oh, that's in this movie? That's fair. Yeah.
Like I'm not saying the X.
I like the X-Men. Bro, X2, Bryan Singer did nothing wrong. That's a joke that's a joke because he should be in jail.
Yeah. Keep going.
But no, X2, I was a baby boy sitting watching that DVD on a CRTV, and I was like, this changed my whole life.
Yeah.
So I like the X-Men are big.
The X-Men
bro.
stuff in this movie made me be like, oh, the X-Men stuff and it's gonna be super bad.
Just wait until Doomsday. They're bringing him back. James Marsden's in there for some. It's okay. Do you guys watch the Doomsday trailer and get really sad?
What?
Because like they got Ian McKellen in that shit. He's 100 years old, and they got Patrick Stewart in there.
He's also watching elder abuse. Sad. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Jen. Yes.
That is sad.
No, I'm not even joking. Like they're so old, and you're watching, and like they're both 100 years old, and you watch the trailer, and you're like, damn, these guys are 100 years old. They should be in it. No, like they should be in nursing homes surrounded by their friends and family, and instead they're getting wheeled. I'm serious.
He's
like don't
86.
like. But look how old Patrick Stewart is.
At 86.
Ian
McKellen is 87.
They look older. They're so old. They're so old. Like, I'm watching it, and it's like they should be in nursing homes surrounded by their friends and family. Instead, they're Kevin Feige's wheeling them out there and holding cue cards in front of their face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I mean, that's not great.
Anyways, do you want to quickly rank all the Spider-Man movies? If you or do you want to keep talking about Spider-Man movies or this movie?
Well, I want to know how you guys think this movie looks because I see a lot of people saying this movie looks so good, and I'm like,
I texted Owen and Kevin, and I said crazy things about that a little bit.
Like what? Let's hear them.
Yeah. Share with the class because I don't even.
This movie looks bad. Here's the thing. It's a low bar though, because the John Watts movies don't look like movies.
Right. John Watts is like kind of a criminal.
Yeah.
No, like genuinely, the John Watts movies don't look like movies. This movie looks bad, and it has like it's going for like this like kind of like poppy, like really digestible look. I think that like on a costuming front, I think his costuming looks nice. I like that you could tell he's wearing the helmet, right? Where it's like you could physically see like the helmet where his goggles are, and then he has like the mouth, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of nice.
Mhm.
You never see that in any of these movies because like in the same Raimi movies, he's doing like the full face helmet. I'm pretty sure, um, including the mouth, and then in the whatever the Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, he's never wearing a suit. It's CG replacement the whole time, which that's not true, but it feels like that at least. And then here it says you can see the helmet.
Mhm.
I swear to God, there's a shot towards the end of the movie where it's like the kids wearing Spider-Man face paint, and I'm like, that's AI, bro. That's AI. That's like that's a real shot,
Mhm.
but there was AI storyboard that gave them that idea to
Mm.
frame the shot like that. I swear to God, I was like, I wanna get the director on the stand, put his hand on the Bible, and be like, was AI storyboards used on this movie? Like, I
Mhm.
dare you to say that they weren't, bro. That's like I think that's the level of creativity we're working with some of like these setups here. That was my feeling, and it doesn't help when I literally felt that way, and then also half the movie Peter's talking to his AI assistant, like, and I'm like, okay, like
Yeah, he's
whatever,
kind of a loser.
bro.
He just like sits in his attic and talks to AI chat bot.
And it's like, and it's an annoying chatbot where like Jarvis is one thing where Jarvis is like a character that
Mhm.
like that Tony created that he has like a relationship with, and then turns into Ultron, which is
Mm.
like evil AI. So it's like that's like its own thing. And this one, it's like it feels like
It's Naomi Watts.
propaganda, bro. It feels like like
It's
AI
like an ad.
propaganda
It's
where
a
it's like,
fucking ad for this
well,
like
it's like an
bot.
ad for the concept of an AI assistant where it's like
Right.
where he's like he's giving them like he's like yelling generic kind of like commands to it, and then it's like identifying what he wants to do immediately, and it's like, okay, no, you're not even being clear with it. It would be one thing if it was like, I don't know what you're saying, or if it was got stuff wrong sometimes, or if you swing it around and it's like, oh, he's disconnected, you know. But it's like, no, it's like the perfect AI. It's like selling the perfect idea for a
Mm.
theoretical AI assistant. That, and then I'm like, I feel like they use AI storyboards in this movie, and I feel like people are gonna hate me for saying that, but I that's generally the vibe I got by like towards the back half of the movie. Um, Whatever, bro. I don't. Anyways,
Oh, and speak on the New York stuff too.
Right. So I saw this movie in 3D,
same.
which I do
Oh
with
wow.
all these crap movies because to me I think it sort of numbs the pain. Uh, I think 3D numbs the pain in a little bit. Where like it's kind of hard for me to assess the sort of the visual of the movie because I do think like there's something where like the 3D sort of blurs things to me where like I can't fully sort of uh respond to the image. I felt like immediately some of the language was like you could see that he was thinking about how things would look even if it was AI storyboards. Something was thinking about it more than like the John Watts movies. um
Right. Where the John Watts stuff was like like work, like meats and potato work, where it's like we have to get the shot in the movie to
right.
for like this story beat, and how
um
we're gonna do that. We're gonna wheel them in front of the blue screen
I
and then make them
do
figure it
think a
out later.
lot of the interesting quote unquote like compositions is in the montage work though. Like when we're actually doing the movie, it does more of the meats and potatoes like this is how it should look. Um like where like when it's actually trying to like you said earlier, Doug, like the when he's like doing that like that clip of the where he's fighting the hand that everyone's like, whoa, this is like crazy. Like that's like a second of the movie. And it does almost feel like a lot of that stuff is instead of I like kind of what you were saying with the storyboard thing, but it's like you do the storyboard, you have all these storyboard ideas, and then all of that is just CGI. Like it's generated like, or created like digitally. Where like the in camera compositions,
Mhm.
um, or like the just like we have people here on the set and we're framing this, or like Marvel has never had an interesting shot conversation. Like all of that stuff is very like standard John. It's like basically it's the same as the John Watts stuff. Like like this, it's just a kind of this is how Marvel we shoot 90% of this stuff, and then the the original stuff of this movie is all in the sort of montage.
Yeah.
The New
For
York
the
stuff,
I was gonna say the New York stuff because most of it's on sound stages.
it's in sound stages, but when they're outside, they're in Glasgow. they're in like they're in Europe.
It's so
Um,
obvious too. Like
well, because they
and
shot the whole thing in Europe, so it was sound stages in Buckinghamshire, and then like
right,
wherever.
and basically
Buckinghamshire sounds like a fake place.
Tom Holland talks about how they basically recreate New York on soundstage because they can't shoot outside because you can't shut down the streets in New York. And my thing is like, this movie is so fucking expensive, and the problem with these movies and like these big movies nowadays is it's so outsourced. And even if it's like a $200 million movie that's gonna make $2 billion, you still are cutting these corners, and you can feel it. You can feel that the corners are being cut. And this is like more. It's more New York than the last two, maybe, but like it's still like what happened in the last like. I mean, I think that's a big problem with these movies, and like I think the Amazing Spider-Man movies and the Tobey Maguire movies just have a more like, it feels of Earth.
yes.
It feels like we exist in New York, and and I think this movie's getting a lot of praise for being the most New York of the Tom Holland movies. And there's a fakeness to it. It's like it's sort of I don't know. I think it's still
Well, that's kind of how I
sort
feel
of
about the entire movie. Like everything is like maybe a little bit of a level up, and people are
right.
taking it to like this crazy extreme where suddenly
Yes.
it's like the best MCU movie, but
Yeah.
really like everything is just maybe like a little bit better, but we still have the same issues that we've always had where like we have
Yeah.
to intro new characters, and like the New York of it all is just like is sad to me. Like New York is supposed to be like a character in the film, and like
Yeah.
in in like the Raimi movies, like we're inside
It's
theaters, there's
instrumental to
taxi cabs,
Spider-Man.
yeah, like, and there's
Right.
just nothing.
That's why
There's
the
The
one that they shot in New York is ridiculous. That's or not New York and Europe. The one that takes place
yeah,
in
it's
Europe is
like
yeah.
ridiculous.
whose idea was that? The an interesting thing that I was watching, like the directors, the BTS stuff, and he was showing like how they shot in this basically how they shot a train shot of the movie, and he was showing the extras, and he was joking to the extras about how you guys are from New York, right? And they're all in their Mets gear and stuff, and it's like, no, these are like British people. They're all like it's like there's a thing where it's like when you make the movie in New York, the extras are going to be from New York,
Mm-hmm.
but you're populating this fake New York world with zero New Yorkers. Where the Tobey Maguire movies, the people have a New Yorkness to them.
They do. Yeah.
Like there is a New Yorkness to these extras, or these people have one or two lines, where these are just like people cosplaying New Yorkers. These people, these extras wearing Mets gear may have never been to New York in their life, and that's what they're selling you. And it's just bizarre. It's just really bizarre. And yeah, I just like it's like I think a part of like it's like you want to do street level, you gotta like then do street level. Like it's again it's this sort of non-committal thing, and I agree with you, and it sort of goes on the level of like people are starving, where it's like they're given like a little crumbs here and there, and it's like this is the greatest thing ever. And it's like, are most Spider-Man movies like kind of bad? Like I don't know. It's sort of like it feels a little bit like I don't know. I think this happens a little bit with like these big franchise things where it's like you keep showing up because you're sort of tied into it. It's like a television when television is like 6 seasons long. And it's like, well, I've watched the first 3 seasons. I might I guess I gotta just keep watching this stuff, blindly hoping that like one day it will get as good as it used to be, but it never will. Like it's just gonna like it's actually just gonna keep getting worse. But you occasionally get something like this where it's like, okay, this is better, like you said. But I think it's an interesting that I've seen like this happen maybe like basically since the Tom Holland ones come out, where you'll have some like really not smart people, and they see what I
Period.
I would
So
assume
speak on it.
I would assume for the best, like for their sake, I would assume that they're like 12 years old. For their
Okay.
sake.
Okay.
But you'll see a lot of people that basically will like, Seth or somebody will post a rank, like a Spider-Man ranking, and or someone will post
Oh,
something and it will be
people
like,
post crazy.
no, but like someone will post a ranking and they'll be like, well, the Sam Raimi ones are like at least 1 and 2, maybe not even 3. Maybe they hate 3, but they'll have like 1 or 2 at the top, and people will be like, this is so like blinded by nostalgia, and those movies aren't that good. And it's like, you guys have no idea how good it
That's
used to
so
be.
sad.
You have no idea how good it was. And yeah, I don't know. It's also interesting. I think Tom Holland did talk about too, like, where like, which I think it was, I respected what he was sort of like, you know, we listen to the fans, but sometimes like we just gotta like do our, like there was a test screening. They did test screenings of this movie, and who knows what they changed, but like basically they changed the whole movie in the test screenings, and then Tom Holland was like, this is not the movie I wanted to make, and they changed it back.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect that. I don't know what kind of movie he wanted to make, or what kind of movie they wanted to make, or what was it being changed. But I think I almost do hope, like, I think there's an arc here happening with Tom Holland where he is learning. He is changing, and he has gone through Nolan boot camp, and now that he is taking the reins, but you know, what does that mean for the future of these? I don't know. But clearly, like, he has, there's been like changes and sort of there's been things addressed here. Clearly, like there's clearly been like we sat down and we had like, all right, we gotta like do something. We gotta take a pivot here. But how far can you pivot? How far can you? What do we do? But
You have to pivot into X-Men.
Right. It's like that's the thing where it's like you're like, all right, we need to make a really good one here. This one. There's a lot on the line here.
I wonder how much of this has to do with Sony, because I was thinking we were talking about the villains and like, where's Spider-Man's rogue gallery, and it's like, well, the most iconic Spider-Man villain that he hasn't fought in a movie would be Kraven the Hunter, but Kraven the Hunter got his own movie.
Which I don't know how that shit works.
I don't know either. The rights are complicated.
Where like, so like Venom, we got the Morbius movie. You have. Well, so Venom has 3 movies.
There's a Venom Tom Hardy Venom trilogy, which is better than the Tom Holland and Spider-Man movies.
Tom Hardy has 3 Venom movies. There's a Morbius. There's a Madam Web movie.
Yeah.
Incredible picture.
Madam Web should have shown up in this.
Yeah.
Genuinely, Madam Web would have been a good villain in this instead of.
Oh yeah, no, dude, Madam Web, Dakota Johnson showing up. Wow.
Sydney Sweeney like wheeling her in on her wheelchair.
Oh my.
It would have been good because I mean, think about it, right? It's Spider-Man like having a hard time dealing with being Spider-Man, right, and feeling very lonely, and it's like there's all these other spider people.
Oh
here.
wow,
And,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
wow, no, yeah, they should have. All these women should have showed up, and then all the New York people should be like, whoa, we like them. These guys are awesome. We love these girls. And then Tom Holland would have been like, what the fuck? What the
Genius.
fuck?
Genius.
Nope. Yeah.
It's like he just like, no, we don't want to play with you anymore, Tom Holland. Dakota Johnson's here in the wheelchair. Like, imagine that. He's all sad and shit. Well, it's like, yeah, we forget about Spider-Man.
And then Sydney Sweeney's wearing a red hat, swinging around.
Red hat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you want to rank the Spider-Man movies quickly?
Yeah.
I think it would be fun. Fun. And obviously we're going to include all of the Sony movies as well. And
like the Morbius?
Yeah, Morbius and the 3 Venom movies and Kraven the Hunter.
I haven't seen all
and Kraven the Hunter is a silly ass movie. I saw that of course I did. It's ridiculous. Like, whatever. Really? It has Russell Crowe doing a funny accent. He's like, my son, you must be the lion. He's like talking like that, and It's like, okay, yes. What do you mean what? Like that sounds unbelievable.
Who's in that? Who's the chameleon? Who's the
yeah?
Who's Freddy play? The chameleon. The what do you say?
Yeah,
that
he plays Dmitry Kraven. I don't know.
Yeah,
plays
that's a
someone.
Spider-Man villain.
That is a Spider-Man villain.
Imagine you bring Freddy in here. Freddy. I don't know, but I think yeah. I think there's something like I think a lot of it has to do with the actor though. Like I do think that this is a Sadie.
Kraven the Hunter on your watch list.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen it yet. I think it's a Sadie Sink issue.
Sadie Sink's fine in the movie,
I think
bro. It's a her playing Jean Grey issue.
Right, but I think like when I think of the Tobey Maguire movies, I'm like those actors are doing crazy work. Like they're kind of like they're coming in and they're like, oh, this guy's awesome. I like watching this guy on screen.
Mhm.
When I'm watching this movie, I'm like, get Jean Grey off the screen, man.
Mhm.
Like I don't want to see her.
No, yeah. But granted, there's like good moments with her, like when she's
No.
hopping from body to body and talking to him.
That shit sucks.
It's kind of cool.
I think it's kind of cool. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
it's kind of cool.
Like
It's like oh, you're fucking with him crazy style.
Mhm.
Like yeah, it's like you're making him lose his goddamn mind, bro. You're like she's like literally driving him crazy. It's kind of cool.
Right.
I will say
Well,
though, the
she
whole
does
thing
in
falls
time.
apart because she's not a bad guy and they're on the same page, and neither of them are communicating.
Right. It's just
each
really a
other.
story about like this like her lack of communication and like no
Yeah.
one can communicate.
Nobody can communicate.
And like Peter showing up to the party, he's calling him he can't even say his own name. You know, he's sort of out of it. He's like he can't even
Yeah,
really,
he's so flustered, and then he
Mhm.
sees that MJ has a boyfriend, and it's like, yeah, bro,
yeah,
it's
bro,
been 4 years.
4 years.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then he's like
and she's a smart, beautiful woman, and it's been 4 years. You think she's a loser? Like, what are you talking
like
about? Bro?
yeah, you think and then he kisses her.
And he's like, damn. It's like, yeah, what? Like, grow
Yeah,
up.
He kind of sucks. He kind
It's kind of suck a little
He's
bit.
a little bit of a loser.
Oh, and I feel like
Yeah.
2.5 stars for you though is like kind of high for how you're speaking about this movie. Like, what other things did you like about
That is
it?
true. Everything that comes up, Owen's like, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, like what did you like? Because there's a
he
few
liked he liked the montage at the beginning.
I
Okay.
liked fuck.
It's like,
I don't know. I like why is Ned bald? Oh no. I mean, why has Ned got hair? That's like I think that's kind of fucked up. I don't know. I don't know why. I think it's like overall like I think it's fun. I think this one's fun. I think that like first I kind of forgot everything that happened in the movie, I'm gonna be honest. But I think like I remember like before I will say like I did say that stuff sucked. But I do think like the Jean Grey stuff works when he doesn't know who the heck is what's going on. Like the moment like they're like the reveal of like, all right, I'm Jean Grey, and like he knows everything.
It's not even a reveal. She's like,
No,
yeah,
I
I
know,
guess
no,
it's
no.
this person named Jean Grey.
No,
it's
but
like,
more so like she's in a hood and he doesn't even know who that before we even see her. Like it's just
Mhm.
like
yeah, the
he's
reveal
fighting
being that
like
the villain is like a young teenage girl is pretty underwhelming.
Right,
It's
it's
a young
like,
teenage
well,
girl with
yeah.
family issues.
now
It's like,
what?
okay.
Because like I think the movie works more when he's sort of like so he doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Because that is kind of
Mhm.
like there's like the montage and he's like, I'm Spider-Man, I'm in my 4th movie, and no one's ever had a 4th movie before. And I know how to do this shit. And then like
And
he's
then
like he can't
the
he's fucking-
development of like Jean can body hop, but only when like the people are close enough together.
33 feet.
It's like that shit's so stupid. Get that shit out of my movie. That's like horrendous. I was like, what the hell are these rules that we're making? Like this is like I don't that was so I was sitting there in the theater going like this is so stupid. And then
Yeah.
the sister, the older sister. Do you know how old that actress is that plays her older sister?
16.
She was born in 2010. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Playing Sadie Sink's older sister.
No,
Isn't that
because
crazy?
no. It works because we're in the flashback and she hasn't seen her. So how would she be older? We're in the before times where Sadie Sink is old now because time has passed.
But then there's that in this flashback with her older sister.
Her older younger sister.
And her older younger sister, and she's like, yeah, you can be anybody you want. And that's they're too it's like a scene from a goddamn video game where they're explaining to you like the limitations of your controller, and it's like genuinely awful, like actually so bad. The screenwriters need to be like barred. They need
Yeah.
to take away their MacBooks and their matchas. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. No, I don't know. I think like there's the stuff with John Bernthal and Zendaya and Tom on that boat or whatever. And I'm like, this is like cute. This is like a
no, that is
real
cute. No, the
this is
three of
like
them are good.
Yeah.
John Bernthal Punisher is a good character in this.
yes.
Like,
You know,
yeah.
he is. He's really like it's like that stuff I think is really good. I think that stuff
Yeah, the
is
three
like
of them on that boat, like the Odyssey.
right. I think like when it's able to be small, like I do
Mhm.
think like it's really effective. I just think like the movie has to like be a Marvel movie, and it just really like deflates anything that it's got going for it. But
Yeah.
I'm watching Zendaya in this movie, and I'm like I've never been like more like wow, like she's kind of like killing it.
Zendaya is so fucking
She's
good
so
in
good in
movies
this.
now.
She's
When
so
she's figured
good.
out her whole thing, I right before we recorded, I watched the replay music video, and I was like, man, I'm
Wow.
happy that she figured her stuff out and that
Yeah.
she didn't triple down on this.
Yeah,
Like,
she's really good in this movie, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know, I just like I can imagine. I just you watch this in the edit, and you're like, well, we have to just reshoot and add way more of her because like she's like the heart and pulse of this. I don't know. It's just like it's a weird movie because I'm like I do think I see like things that I'm like this is better than like anything that they've done in a long time or ever, and then the rest of the movie exists, and I'm just like I don't know. Justin Kritzky's came in and like fucking he went crazy mode and left. Like I just like I, I don't know. I think also though like I think I have also the same thing where I'm like, well, yeah, all them other ones suck. So when you watch this, you're like, well, there's little things that are better. So
Yeah.
you are sort of like no one's sort of able to escape that feeling, but there is a cap on like how far I will go for that
Totally.
craziness. Where I'm
Yeah.
like, I do agree, like guys, like this is better, but
what's the best MCU movie?
I don't think there is one. someone asked me that in my sort of thing, like, is this my favorite one? And I'm like, I guess.
I have no idea.
Where I'm
what the
like,
best one is.
I think the problem is like I haven't watched any of them in so long. Where I'm like, dude, what if Kenny B went crazy on that Thor movie? I don't know. Like I haven't
He
seen it.
goes crazy with the Dutch angles,
Right.
certainly.
Like that could be like there, but it's hard to be like, it's hard to be like any of these are like the best one because I'm not gonna watch them again.
Yeah, because all of the. Do you remember when Ang Lee made a Incredible Hulk movie?
Right.
Mhm.
We're like all the best Marvel movies are the ones
Crazy
before
as fuck.
2008. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
Ang Lee made an Incredible Hulk movie, and people don't like it. And
my thing with the Hulk is like that guy's awesome. And
yeah,
and the problem
yeah, he angry, bro. He big and angry.
like,
It's
it's cool that he's in this movie because it's like the fact that we haven't got a Hulk movie in 700 years is like
last
is
Hulk movie was played by Ed Norton.
fucking Ed, man. Yeah, and like there's like some like rights issues where like Universal owns the rights to make a solo movie, which is like, yo, you have every dollar, Marvel, but you can't come up with anything. You can't come up with a sweet deal. So then like Hulk has to be like this. He just shows up in other people's movies.
They
But
low-key have too much money. How much do you think Tom Holland got paid for this?
I don't know, too much. But the problem is like Mark Ruffalo is amazing, and the fact that they never got to do that is so sad.
He's also getting old. He's getting
Well,
old.
right.
Yeah.
It's just never gonna happen. Like, and
Yeah.
even if it happened now, it would suck because like
Mhm.
what we already he's gone through like 700 arcs. Where like he shows up in everybody's movie and he's freaking the fuck out and he's like going through some shit. And
Hulk has a crazy amount of screen time in this universe. He also like was like just a main character in the She-Hulk show. Like
right. But he's always like either like he's figured his shit out and then he's freaking out again. And then he's figured it out again. And then he's freaking out again. And he's just but like he just goes through it. He just really does.
Yeah.
And I wish he could have just had his own thing. But it's just not meant to be. But yeah, I don't know. Like I think like
I'd say Multiverse of Madness. I think about that movie fondly still.
That
It's kind of
movie-
it's
well-
a mess, but it's so fun.
Well,
Mhm.
you know what's something I thought about too about all these characters is like Doctor Strange was in the last one, and it's like he's gone. But like he's an interesting character. I think like
Mhm.
that movie. Cool. I think that movie also suffers with like the MCU stuff of it all. But like
Oh, of course, yeah,
there is like Raimi is doing Raimi shit.
exactly.
And I think Raimi still has his fastball and like is kind of a
No,
she's
Unk
a
still got
very
it.
talented Unk still got it. And like
Yeah.
I would just I wish like it's just a weird thing where like they brought him back to do that movie and then I guess he's just busy doing other stuff but also
Well, he didn't want to do that. The way that my understanding of how that movie happened was like him and Kevin Feige just have a relationship from the old like Kevin Feige just worked on the old Spider-Man movies, and this was like the whatever happened, Scott Derrickson or whatever like fell through on doing Multiverse of Madness, and it was like a last second like I need you to bail us out, Sam Raimi, and come direct this fucking movie.
Well, we got sent help out of it.
Yes, true.
Fair trade. Yeah, I think like who is like is Ryan Coogler like the most talented guy who's made one of these? Who's the most talented guy who's
Sam Raimi is, but
MCU movie?
Definitely
so Sam Raimi,
and then Ryan Coogler probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and then
like
where Kenny B fit
after those guys, but sure, I guess.
Sure,
Yeah.
Who's four?
Who directed the Ant-Man movie? Oh, James Gunn. Maybe.
Oh, baby. James.
Who directed the Ant-Man movie? Peyton Reed.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Who directed that first Captain America? Joe Johnston.
Joe Johnston might cook. That might cook.
He has. I mean, he's a director.
Yeah.
Taika Waititi.
Oh no.
Joss Whedon.
Oh my god.
Who directed like what's it called?
Oh, Chloe Zhao has to be out there.
Oh yeah, true.
Chloe Zhao. Yeah, we can. Fuck, that's bad.
I mean, if you open it up to the
Marvels.
goddamn TV shows, you could do like the Daniels.
Daniels, bro. Nia DaCosta.
Oh, what did she direct? What did Nia DaCosta? Did she do Marvels?
The Marvels, yeah.
Nia DaCosta's up there. She's a good filmmaker. I hope she never has to do some shit like this again.
Which is interesting. I think like the more interesting guys end up doing like the weaker, not even like the weaker projects, but like the kind of like more random like throwaway ones.
Mm-hmm.
Like what's the guy Happy Gilmore who did all the Iron Man ones? Oh, like dude, Shane Black did an Iron Man movie.
Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau is the mother standing up there saying like this, I'm the reason all these movies are in this room right now. Right. Jon Favreau's evil, bro. One of our most evil filmmakers, to be honest. Not even like it's not even like Sean Levy where he makes like the worst movies you've ever seen, but it's more like his movies stand for evilness. Like his legacy is evil.
Yeah. It's an interesting group of people.
It is a really interesting group of creatives, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who directed Black Widow? Kate Shortland?
Ooh. Yeah. Kate Shortland. What did she do?
What the fuck is Agatha All Along also?
It's
the Catherine Hahn TV show.
Yeah, you don't know. It's
no, I don't. That's why I asked.
It's WandaVision 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jake Schreier. Oh, he did Thunderbolts.
Jake Schreier. That's who like they gave him the keys to him.
Yeah, well, he directed the Kendrick Lamar music videos, and those are good.
Well, he's doing X-Men, and he did Beef.
Beef. Did he do both seasons of Beef, or he only directed some of it. Anyways, whatever. What are the best? We'll rank the Spider-Man movies real quick. Listen, see him a little bit. Okay, what's the worst Spider-Man movie? What's at the bottom of them?
See, my problem with this is like I haven't seen some of these, in too many years. So like, what? It's hard. Like, what are the criteria of these? Like, because
My
if I
gut
was
is
like,
that it has to be a Tom Holland one, to be
right,
honest.
right, that's kind of where I'm at. Where I'm kind of like, if I had to watch, if there was like one where I'm like, I don't want to watch this one, it might be that fucking it.
Here's the thing. Is it the names are tough. The
The
names are gonna
study
be tough
abroad
here.
one.
Oh.
Far
Is it gonna
from
be the
home.
study abroad one, or is it gonna be Far From Home or No Way Home?
I think Far From Home, to me.
Yeah, I would
If
agree.
we want to like collaboration this,
Yeah,
I think like
let's do that. Yeah,
I
let's
think
talk
like
through this.
to me, I'm like, if okay, you have the reason. If we're just looking at Tom Holland right now, it's like Homecoming. I think for Michael Keaton alone, I think you keep it safe for a second because I'm like I think that's like interesting. I think No Way Home, as much as it's not a movie, you do have Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire in that, and I think that like as much as that's like clickbait ass, like you're trying to like get me to watch the movie,
There's
it
fun
does
moments
work.
in the
movie.
movie.
It does kind of work. Or like it does. I'd rather watch that movie than like I think Far From Home is such a nothing movie.
Right.
Where I'm like, there's nothing that would like is pulling me to watch that ever again.
And the thing about No Way Home that I'll give it credit to, we were just talking about this, not the three of us. I was just talking about this with someone else before we were recording.
Okay.
Where there's the scene where Andrew Garfield walks through the Spider-Man portal and is like, "What's going on, guys?" And he has to like hang off the ceiling and prove to Zendaya and Ed that he's Spider-Man. And it's like that's fun. That's like there's something going on there. There's like like those are talented people trying.
Andrew Garfield is kind of like he's like
so charismatic.
He's so overqualified for what those movies are requiring him to do. Where he's just kind of like, I think to me it's very like whatever about the movies or the characters or the fit, he is the most like talented actor to have played that role. And I think it's kind of an easy thing for me to say, where it's like he is especially I feel like recently, like post Spider-Man, the work that he's been doing is kind of like, oh, this guy rules. He's super great. So Far From Home,
at like 11 or 12, I forgot how many there are, but like 11. At the bottom, 11. Okay, so at 11 we got Far From Home, and then are we gonna say at 10 is No Way Home, or is there one worse than No Way Home? We got defend.
I wouldn't say that. But
okay, what would you say?
I would say one of the Andrew Garfield ones, but
okay, here's the thing: those movies are bad. Those movies are bad,
right?
Like I would maybe rather watch one of those, but
that's what I was thinking. That's
right. That's also it's like okay.
So like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is a bad movie.
Yeah,
is that
a
the one
movie
where he kills Emma Stone?
Yes.
The second one,
I believe so, yes, that is
because I feel like I don't know. I've been thinking about this movie a lot recently. Not the movie, but like people. I think a lot of people will put this one at the last place.
Yes, because it's bad.
About this, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sure it's bad, but there's a lot of shit in that where I'm like, that's kind of interesting. And I don't know. The problem is.
I agree with you.
I would have to watch the movie. It's like I can't. It's hard to me. Like I'm not gonna. I think like it belongs down to the bottom. But like I think about this movie and I'm like, I think there's more interesting stuff in this than No Way Home.
More interested in rewatching it. I will say that, but I know for a fact it hasn't been that long since I've seen it where I'm like so removed from everything that happens in the movie.
Right.
I know for a fact I sit down and I'm going to be like, I feel like I'm watching somebody vomit right now. Like I feel like this is a disgusting movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like the I mean, it's like a movie.
I'm watching the trailer.
No, like the movie's ridiculous, bro. And it's like, 2 is the one with Jamie Foxx, right?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. No, it's
no, dude. I'm looking at this movie.
No.
This looks better than Brand New Day.
No,
visually,
no, it's not.
Yeah.
No, visually it looks like they're puking. It looks like they're throwing up on the screen.
Also, like, Dane DeHaan, we will remember you, bro.
It's like they fucked up the saturation on that movie, bro. It's like everything's too sharp.
He's skipping rocks and shit. Dane DeHaan is so awesome.
I am okay with putting the Amazing Spider-Man 2 in this spot.
They gave Andrew Garfield the fucked haircut. He looks crazy.
That movie is bad, and Jamie Foxx also
Jamie
giving a
Foxx-
terrible performance in that
He's
movie.
blue.
Yeah, he's bad.
He's blue as fuck, and it looks terrible. And when he's not blue, he's styled like a homeless man, with like broken glasses. It's very
Wow.
strange.
Yeah, and then they made him sexy in the new one. That's
Yes,
fucked
they
up.
did. That is
No, this
fucked
movie
up.
looks sick. All right, we can put it here.
Okay, so if there's 11, then that would be 10 is The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Then do we want to do what is it, No Way Home at 9?
Well, Sophie, are you arguing? Are you thinking No Way Home? And are you thinking Homecoming over No Way Home or No Way Home over Homecoming?
I personally I know that No Way Home is like probably not good. I've never watched it at home, so like
Well, that's the
I've
point,
only
like,
had like the
it does not pass
experience.
any
Yeah,
test outside of the opening weekend.
exactly. So like
I
I'm
saw
sure
it
it.
Wednesday night at 10 o'clock in a packed theater with
Mhm,
my friends who only watched Marvel movies at the time, and
mhm.
we stood up and we screamed when
Yeah.
Daredevil showed up.
Oh my
Like,
god!
it was
Well,
it was like,
Have you
yeah.
ever seen clips of it? It looks like it reminds me of like when they take the laugh tracks off of Friends, where it's like because there's like these there's like the space for applause, and
Uh-huh.
you're watching in the theater opening night, people are applauding. But I've
Yeah.
never seen it at home. But they show these clips where it's like Tobey Maguire walks in, and then there's just like dead air for you to clap and cheer.
Yeah.
And it's like, is this a movie?
I've seen some clips hit the timeline in the past few days, and I do really like this stuff when the three of them are
Mhm.
together, just
Right,
It's
like
very
chatting.
charming.
Like
Yeah.
when they're chatting about like the different ways that their like webs are working, like it's charming.
Well, yeah,
I
that's
like
the other
that stuff.
thing. I've meant to bring this up, but I forgot to take notes. But the organic webs that happen in Brand New Day,
Right.
and he's like, "Oh, Peter too's got organic webs, and he's cool." And I was thinking, like,
Yeah.
organic webs are cool. I know
No,
it's
it's
like
kind of
Sam
like- I
Raimi
like
invented
how,
them.
like-
Organic webs did not exist before Sam Raimi.
Well, actually,
That's how Spider-Man should be, though. I like the organic webs way
it's a
more
James
than the.
Cameron idea.
Okay,
What?
I said okay.
It is. Yeah, I think like it's like I kind of like the sort of like he's turning into a spider and like he's got like crazy fucking weird spider hormones and he's like just like he wakes up in his underwear. Like
Mhm.
that shit's like that's a movie to me. That's what real movies are about. But they don't do it enough in this. But yeah, I do think like you could make a good movie with 3 Spider-Man. But they
Well,
didn't
there
really-
are good movies with more than 3 Spider-Men in them.
True.
Like
So okay, so
200
for
Spider-Man.
for this
Oh.
spot, we're talking about it's either No Way Home, Homecoming, or The Amazing Spider-Man, right? It has to be one of these 3.
Yeah, it
Like
has
these
to
are
be
the
one of
next 3 things that we're picking, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So we have to rank those 3 movies then, right now, and then it gets a little off the rails after that. I'm gonna be honest. But
yeah. See this like I think this stuff ultimately like the bottom stuff struggles because it's like the stuff that I just haven't seen most
Mhm.
recently. So we're kind of going off of like vibes a little bit.
I would be
Um,
okay with saying that Homecoming's the best of these 3. But I would also be okay with saying that The Amazing Spider-Man's the best of these 3 if you really want to double down on the casting and being like, these
And
are
you would
2 great
also be
actors.
okay with
Like,
No Way Home being the best of these 3? Is that what you're saying?
no,
Okay.
I'm not. Okay with that, to be honest. I think No Way Home is obviously the worst of these 3 because it's not a movie. But if Sophie wants to really
No,
stand on it,
no,
we
I
can.
I
won't- I
think
won't.
I agree with that as well.
Okay.
I won't fight it.
It's just
So
not
what-
a movie. You know?
Yeah.
No, I know.
Um,
That's where it's like it is hype moments in aura.
Mhm.
It is hype moments in aura. Which
they
is,
have, like-
I mean, and which granted,
It's
hype,
also it's a
it's hype and
COVID
full of
movie, and I
aura.
think it fails because it suffers because of it.
it's hype and full of aura, but then at the same time, it's like if you're championing that, then you're also okay with the complete destruction and erosion of the medium a little bit. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm-
like
I'm
we can't be
like-
we can't be doing that.
Are we gonna
Yeah,
make the
no,
same
let's
argument
not
where
do
like,
it.
oh
Let's
wait,
not do it.
Doomsday's cool too because Cyclops is there and he's angry, and I'm like, I don't know,
just
I don't
like
think
the
I'm gonna be
Odyssey.
okay with that.
I think the Amazing Spider-Man should be last. I'm sorry. That's what I think.
Okay,
Wait, what do you mean last?
I'm okay with that.
So in our 9th spot,
Yeah, as 9.
and then
So you
No
mean
Way
next.
Home, and then
Yes.
Homecoming.
So the Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh,
the No
I
Way
see
Home.
what you're saying. No,
Yeah.
we can't do that. Wait, are you saying
Whoa.
not No Way Home now?
Yes, she's saying the
I'm saying
Amazing
the
Spider-Man
Amazing
should be
Spider-Man
now.
first.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoa. Oh, I think that's a little ridiculous.
I'm okay.
Hey, this is your podcast. This is your
No,
podcast.
I listen. I understand that these Andrew Garfield movies are bad. I've never liked them. I've always disliked
No, I
them.
know. Doug
But
is
my
like
thing is
super,
also, it's like you
that's a
understand.
movie though. That's like a movie.
It's a bad movie though. What are you
But
talking about?
I think a bad movie that came out 15 years ago is better than a bad movie that came out in COVID with like slop hype moments.
Sure.
Here's the thing. Here's my thing though. I think that you need to understand that the Amazing Spider-Man movies are also just slop hype moments, and with a bunch of bad movie around them. And that's my only pushback. But if you can't put it here, then it's fine. Okay.
I think No Way Home has to be here.
Okay, that's fine then.
That's
Okay.
fine.
And then we're gonna do the Amazing Spider-Man,
Mhm.
which here's the thing though. I've never liked these movies. Even when I was a kid, I was like, these movies are dog shit.
Mhm.
No, he skates, bro.
But yeah, my thing is like, I understand that this is a powerful ship, and I think that you can't underestimate a powerful
Emma
ship.
Stone. Emma
Yep.
Stone is kind of undeniable.
True.
And
these
Garfield
movies
has that fucked haircut.
and these movies, I would argue they are maybe a little deniable. But
No.
in general, certainly.
Well,
And then
Oh, and do a rewatch tonight. I think you'll be surprised.
No,
we're pretty bad, bro. And then we'll do Homecoming, which
Mhm.
is fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Fuck Homecoming.
Yeah, he comes home. He goes to Homecoming,
Mhm.
and he gets
He
cut
does, and
by the supervillain dad.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Owen. That's such a good idea. Like, I don't think it's executed the best, but
No, I
I think
know.
that idea is really good.
I think that idea is it's like they kind of cooked.
Hmm.
The problem is they should have put it in a Spider-Man movie. Where it's like that idea is so good if it was like there was also like he had an Uncle Ben and also MJ was MJ and like Tony Stark wasn't in the movie and like you know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
but that idea works. And I think it's like cool that he's like 12 years old.
I also like, this has been like geeked out for years. Why couldn't Zendaya have been MJ and like had like the MJ characterizations?
I think they were just
Because instead
trying
it's like
too
Michelle
hard.
Jones kind of doesn't have a lot going on because they don't spend a lot of time fleshing her out. Whereas if you
Yeah.
just make her MJ,
Who's the
she
other girl?
has stuff going on. Gwen Stacy.
No.
Oh.
The girl in this movie.
Oh, the girl he goes to
Oh.
Homecoming with.
Yeah.
Her
Miss Homecoming.
name's Liz.
Liz.
She's played by Laura
Laura.
Harrier.
Yeah. Yeah, what's up with that?
Whatever, bro.
I
This is
don't
not a
know.
real movie. We can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's move on.
What are we on now? Is it do we have six
Yeah,
movies
we're on.
left?
Yeah.
No, it has to be Brand New Day. I was gonna try to rage bait a little bit. It has to be Brand New Day, though,
Yeah,
right?
it's Brand New Day. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I think so.
Yeah, let's talk about the cartoons.
They're so overrated, bro. I'm like, it's crazy.
I think they're pretty good. I
They're
think
good.
they're
They're pretty
overrated.
good.
I agree
They're
they're
pretty good.
overrated, but
They're pretty good. But
But like what else?
They're-
There's nothing else to put here.
well, we could put Spider-Man 3 here.
No.
I
You
don't think
can't do
that's
that.
true to this podcast.
I don't think that's true to like our soul.
Yeah. I think it
to
should be
me,
across the Spider-Verse.
It has to be across.
Across the Spider-Verse, which is
Yeah.
like a good movie. Well, let me rephrase that. It's a good time.
Fine.
I would not call it a good movie. It's a good time.
I think it's
It's not a good
fine.
movie because there's not a third act. It genuinely is the most bafflingly structured blockbuster I can remember in recent weird years. I'm so curious, like I'm so fascinated. There needs to be like a really like crazy documentary about the production of this series of films, because like obviously like the Phil Lord and what's the other guy's name?
Chris.
Chris
Miller.
Miller.
Lord and Miller.
Chris.
Like they're like the guys in charge over there. To me, at least, I think it's granted we will get the full fucking write up about it, and maybe that's not the case. But it's like there's so many directors on these movies, and there's
Right.
so many writers on these
Yeah, but it's
movies,
animated.
and but it's still like, yeah, it's animated. It's still a movie though. Like it's
Yeah,
still
but
like
it's different.
it is different, but it's still a movie. It's like, and like the timelines are so interesting to me. Like the way that the production issues with these movies, it reminds me of like a video game where like you have like video games have these like bizarre timelines where things don't work out right. And it's like, bro, they scheduled the what's it into what's it called? Enter Beyond, Beyond the Spider Verse. That movie was supposed to come out 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and it's not coming out until next year. That's like, how does that happen? Like, genuinely, that doesn't make sense. Like, like, no, like, seriously, for a movie, how does it get pushed back so far? They're not doing photography,
Yeah.
it's like, it's so strange. I don't understand. Anyways, these movies are good though. What do you think about Across the Spider-Verse?
I think it's fine. It was another movie where like I saw it in a movie theater and I was like, yeah, this is a fun time. But I agree. I think the structure is really weird and I haven't wanted to rewatch it whatsoever. So.
Right. Well, that's
Yeah, I
the
have
thing
no
is
desire
like
to see
I
these movies
don't.
again.
That's the thing. It's like it's a fine movie. They're just not for me. I think it's just the audience is not.
Well,
It's
that's the
not
thing too. They're kids movies, and I've said this for a long time. Where it's like, I'm not super interested in watching most kids movies, like the vast majority of kids movies.
right.
Neither is Owen, right? And that's why we didn't talk about Toy Story 5. And Kevin was like, you guys got to do Toy Story 5, and we were like, what the hell are you talking about?
Right.
Like,
Where I think like I feel like they're these movies feel more geared towards children than I think a lot of people accept.
I don't understand why these movies. I don't understand why Into the Spider-Verse, which I would argue should be the next spot. But
Yes.
we don't have to.
Also
But I would argue that. But I don't understand why Into the Spider-Verse genuinely like is like a masterpiece without putting it any deeper. I don't understand it. I don't get the perspective.
Yeah, I think like it did stylistically, like everyone was trying to steal a little bit of that.
Of course.
But like,
and it looks good. I guess like part of it for me is like I'm not super in love with the animation style. But I do think I understand that it looks good and it's very iconic.
Yeah, but I just like, to me it's like narratively
it just stole its whole shit from this made for TV Ninja Turtles movie that came out when I was a kid, where it was like all the Ninja Turtles had to team up from all the different fucking universes, and there was like back in like comic book Ninja Turtles, and like that came out in like 2012. But whatever, nobody ever brings that up.
It's just like, it's not.
Sophie, can you defend these movies for 2 seconds? So people don't kill us.
Well, I wouldn't defend Across the Spider-Verse. Like, I feel like I personally think Into the Spider-Verse is great, and I am attracted to the animation style. I don't think I'm as interested in Miles Morales as a character as much as I'm interested in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. So therefore, like, I just would put all of Raimi's movies at the top, probably. Yes. Even if like, I don't know, people will probably kill you guys for not putting Into the Spider-Verse.
No, but I think I want my Spider-Man to be like a grown man with a job.
Yeah, sure.
Like that to me is like, that kind of keeps it like at a minimum, like just like it bumps like the interest of it, or like if it's like, I don't know, like little kid Spider-Man doing animated adventures, it kind of to me feels like a baby movie.
I get that.
That is the rude way of putting it.
But
a little bit. I agree with you a little bit. The thing is, like, yeah, it is like it's a movie for kids, and it's the thing of, and like it's hamstrung a little bit by being a movie for kids, and in a way that I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just an asshole, bro. Maybe maybe you're a bigger asshole than I am, actually.
Maybe, but like, it's just like it's interested in things I'm not very interested in. I think like to me, like I think like to an extent,
I also like disagree with the philosophy.
It has the same issue that like sometimes I think we talked about a little bit with the Tom movies. Is like, I just think like it almost is like too removed from like what I'm interested in a Spider-Man movie. We're
Across the
like
Spider-Verse is also a
it's
propaganda picture.
That is true.
And no,
yeah,
genuinely it is. Then
yeah.
that's what I'm thinking too, where I'm thinking about it and I'm like, my philosophy is also just a little bit removed from these. Like it's about how like cops can be morally good, and it's about how like there's a canon event in your life that connects you with like people from and I'm like, no, bro. Humans aren't that interesting. Anyways.
Yeah, I think when you make an animated movie where it's like about like multiverses and sort of space-time continuums and shit, I'm just tapped out a little. I
Hmm.
I like I like I like my boots on the ground a little. I like mud in the face. So I just it's too like it feels like Sunday morning cartoon, which is fine.
Sunday
Yeah.
It's
morning
just
cartoons are good though. Also.
right, but like I think time and place.
So we're gonna do Across the Spider-Verse, and
Mhm.
then we're gonna do Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Do you have high hopes for Beyond the Spider-Verse, either of you?
Me?
Either of you, yeah.
I mean,
I'm gonna be 30 when that comes out, dude.
I guess not, just because I didn't enjoy the story that was given to us in Across the Spider-Verse. Like I think the initial Into the Spider-Verse was like, wow, this looks really great, and I love watching this. Like visually, I think it's really stunning. But I think by the time I see this movie, that may have worn off
Did
on me.
that 2016?
Right.
Is that when it coming out? When the first one?
2018.
It's gonna be
2018 and then
it's gonna be a
2023.
decade.
2018 then 2023, now 2027 maybe. Yeah.
People
10
also love that like short that exists within this universe of him like being depressed. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I never saw that, but yeah, people do love
He's
that.
depressed.
Hmm.
People also love that terrible Post Malone song with in
Yes.
Sway Lee.
Oh my
Uh,
god, yeah.
Oh, yeah, different times. It
that
was
shit
different.
sucks.
It's a
That shit
different
is
time, bro.
garbage. And I will stand on that. Now here's where it gets interesting. Obviously, the Sam Raimi movies are on top.
Hmm.
What is okay? I think is interesting thing to which one is your favorite of the three?
I think Spider-Man 2 is almost a perfect movie, pretty much.
Okay.
It's on my list of favorite movies that I made when I got intoxicated and was like, I need to do this right now. It's the only one of the three that's on there.
Yeah.
It's yeah. What about you, Sophie?
I think Spider-Man 2 is probably a better movie, but I really enjoy an origin story, and I also like spending time with Willem Dafoe as the
Willem
Green
Dafoe.
Goblin. So
That's the thing, yeah.
personally, the first one is probably my favorite.
To
I think it's
me,
fair. He's gonna say 3.
one is
Okay.
I think one is kind of the it's like
This makes
the
sense. Because this
superhero
whole
movie.
time you're like, "Where's Uncle Ben? Uncle Ben's not anywhere." And then you're gonna be like, "Yeah, I think this first Spider-Man movie is like really good."
to me, it is like everything that these Tom Holland movies lack, and I think of like I think removed from superhero, just in terms of like a movie about someone figuring their shit out and like going through shit and like you sort of it's such a like perfect like life movie. Like I think you could have this movie and just like not even think. Most of the time it's like it has nothing to do with superhero stuff. It's so
Mhm.
like I'm just like he's just going through some shit and like this is his life and bad shit happens and like him being Spider-Man is like just a part of it. And I think it kind of is what I was talking about like the Christmas special episodes, where it was like you need this movie for 2 and 3 to exist in the way that they do.
Because you got to get through it. Yeah, you got to
have
set
like you have
who
to
is
set
this
everything up.
Spider-Man?
You have to set everything
Who
up.
is this guy? What's his identity? Yeah,
And like I think that's why like 3 for me works really well because 1 exists and like you can't just do like to me Tom Holland movies feel like they're just doing 3 over and over and over again. It's like we haven't done 1 yet. We haven't done 1 yet. And I do think like Willem Dafoe, I think James Franco is incredible in these movies. but
Oh yeah,
it's
but you
very
defend
like,
him in all walks of life.
well, no. I yeah, I think too, like, I love I love him figuring like the sort of him going through all of the like changes and stuff and like
Mhm.
learning how to do it. I think 2 is really great too. I mean I have all of them rated the same on Letterboxd, but I think for me, uh it's just 1, 2, 3. I just think that that
I
order
think
for
that's
me.
fair if we're gonna do that on this
Uh
list. Yeah.
Mhm.
but which I feel like makes sense. Uh I don't have, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it.
I will say I think that 3 is the worst of the 3. Obviously, it's not a hot take, but the movie is good though.
Yeah.
It doesn't have enough room for Mary Jane, and I think Mary Jane is a big part of why these movies
Yeah.
are good. The first Spider-Man movie also has, I think, a strong case for one of the most the most romantic image in American pop cinema, when it's Mary Jane pulling down his mask when he's hanging upside down and they kiss.
Oh yeah,
It's
I
like
Mhm.
mean,
that is
Yeah.
truly like it's like a fucking, I don't even
well,
know. There's not words for it, you know?
they in this the brand new day, they do this like little kiss thingy or whatever, and I'm like, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing
Yeah.
that you would even evoke that image. It's embarrassing to even
Yeah.
attempt to
Yeah.
do something similar because again, it's like if you're going to do that, then just do it. It's so
Yeah.
like, why is he standing up like that? Like you're not gonna fully do it. You're just gonna kind of like hint and wink at it and remind us of how like cheap these movies are. Yeah, that's okay. So do you want to do 3, 2, 1? That feel good?
Yeah.
I like that.
Despite the homophobia in the first one. Um
No, in addition to.
it's fine.
I think the Raimi movies too, like just every time I watch them, they just, not that I've ever cracked open a comic book movie in my life, but they just like feel reminiscent of like a comic book. Like I was watching 2 this morning, and at the end when what's his name? James Franco like throws a knife at a mirror.
Oh
The
yeah,
mirror is like all
Like
janky.
paneled.
Yeah,
Like
and
yeah.
it's just like so interesting to look at, and like the props and just everything going
yeah,
on is like actually feels like it.
Physical. It's like
Yes.
tactile.
Yes.
Movies used to be like, that's also, we talked about this on the Odyssey. That's what I like when I watch a fucking anything, is like
Mhm.
is the tactileness of it.
right.
That's why I think I have, that's another addition to why I think I have maybe a little bit of a harder time with movies I like, the Into the Spider-Verse movies, than people that are like it's a masterpiece, where I'm like I'm watching it and it's like I understand the craft here, but it's not like I invoked Samurai Jack earlier, like Genndy Tartakovsky, where it's like there's no, like I can't imagine the guy writing, like drawing Miles Morales here, you know? It's like we're so
Mhm.
removed here. It's
Mm.
too much, you know?
I
Whereas Sam
love
Raimi,
like
it's like, bro, they got that, see through that suit in the trash, and
yeah,
you
Mhm.
could
and
and you could
they're
see it.
having Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Willem Dafoe goes like,
Even like his relationship to like his landlord and like his daughter or whatever
Right.
is going on there, like in Brand New Day, Peter Parker does not have any characters that he's
there's no
interacting with.
relationships at all.
Yeah. So
He
it's
Yeah.
has
like
that
these simple
lady,
relationships
that
that
cop
make
lady.
like New York feel real. Like it just makes
Yeah.
everything feel more real.
Yeah, he has like his landlord is like, yeah, nobody lives up here unless you want asbestos, and he's like, it's perfect. And then like
That's
he's
And we
it.
just
never see that
alone.
guy again.
Yeah.
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 He
Wow.
gets a the DoorDash delivery, but he doesn't interact with the guy.
Right, like we could have had a whole scene with the
Yeah.
DoorDash guy.
Probably needed it, to be honest. Yeah, you're joking, but yeah, probably needed it.
Right, bro. Well, like I think that's the thing where it's like when you have this lonely guy, we need to see him being lonely around other people.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Like he should be trying to like well there's that girl that he steals her pants.
There's this image.
Oh yeah.
There's
You know what I'm talking about?
I forgot
there's
about that.
this
That girl is
shot.
like should have been a character.
There's a shot in Charlie Chaplin's The Gold Rush that encapsulates this, being lonely around other people, because the tramp in The Gold Rush is alone. He doesn't have any friends. He's in love with this woman that is like you know, like just like wants a lot of male attention, right? And is not actually interested in him. And he goes to the pub where everybody that lives in this place in Alaska, because they're all there mining for gold, goes to at night, and he stands up there and he like waddles in there and he's all wet and they're all partying and he sees the girl that he loves up there standing up, entertaining everybody, and he's like on the outskirts and you just see him being sad, looking at everybody having a good time. And it's like it's so effective and emotional and it's perfect. Peter, there's nothing like that in this. Like it actually like communicates how lonely he is, right? There's no, you know.
Yeah, MJ needed to be doing more shit. She needed to be having a good time.
Yes.
She needed to be living up.
Instead it's like she has a boyfriend that she doesn't like. She sees him once and then she immediately tells him that she doesn't like him.
She should have really liked him. She should have liked him a lot.
No, you're joking? Yes, bro. Yes, I'm not even like that's the thing where it's like she should have had her own full life. Instead this
had hella friends. That should have been popular as fuck.
I'm gonna double down actually and say that the way that MJ's characterized in this movie, I think, is maybe not insulting, but is doing a disservice to her as a character. Because because what do you mean like this man is like leaving a giant hole in her life that she can't explain? Like no,
Mary Jane should have been working at the Bugle with Jay Jonah. And then Tom's like, "Oh, okay, I guess I gotta get a job at the Bugle now."
She should have a beautiful, like successful, like fiance. And Peter should be like, wait, and Peter should be like, wait. She's like, not only does she not miss me, but like she's changed so much, and she's actually not the person I fell in love with. That would be maybe I don't know a little bit more accurate to the human experience.
She goes and
instead it's like a young teenage boy power fantasy. Whatever.
Right. It's kind of an incel movie.
Speak on
it. But he should have she should have been like, yeah, my boyfriend's awesome. He's really great.
No, she should have been like, I love him. Like I love him and he's nice to me.
That would have been so good.
And then they get married, and Spider-Man kills him.
She's like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't remember you. And it's like, true, right? You don't remember him, sure. But she's like, but I kind of like, fuck, I like that he loves me, and I feel like there is something missing in my life. That's like what's being communicated in the movie. No, she should have been, I don't remember you, and I'm happy.
You're a freaking
like,
freak.
I'm sorry, like,
you should have killed Spider-Man.
She should. Well, it's like he reveals she should have been scared of Spider-Man. Spider-Man kidnaps her, and she should have been like, "I don't care that you're Spider-Man. This is scary."
He did all that shit so people would forget about him. He reveals herself to MJ, and then she leaks who he is because she's terrified of him. And then everyone knows who he's Spider-Man, and he's like, then he's really sad.
Is the Strait of Hormuz still closed?
What are you talking about? Leave.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody. It's next week. We're talking about. What are we talking about next week? The next episode that you will see of Looks Like a Movie is actually an episode where me and Kevin break down the recently ended Love Island UK season 13. We're gonna do a full solo episode on its own, just me and Kevin talking about the ins and outs of season 13 of Love Island UK. After that episode, then we will be talking about the movie One Night Only, the Callum Turner, Monica Barbaro sex movie.
Oh, One Night Only?
Oh, we are doing One Night Only, aren't we? We're definitely doing One Night Only.
Release.
We're definitely doing the movie, the one night a year where single people could have sex. And here's what's going to happen in the movie. They're going to spend the whole day together talking about this, and they're going to be falling in love. And then at the end, they're not going to have sex, but they're going to sleep in the same bed, and they're going to wake up the next morning, and they're going to decide to start dating. And that's how the movie's going to end. And it's going to be 2.5 out of 5, but it'll be fine.
I'm giving it.
Bro. Is Ivy Wolk in that movie? It's giving Ivy Wolk.
What?
Goodbye, everybody.
This is the worst.
Thank you so much for watching. And if you watched the whole episode and you got this far, comment what you think the worst Spider-Man movie is. We did deliberate about this a little bit on the show, but if you made it this far, please comment, whether you're on YouTube or Spotify. Comment what you think the worst Spider-Man movie is, and please like the episode. Thank you. We'll see you again soon.